30 and try to run it from there.
Well, we do have game number 1 officially underway, so let's head over to that. And of course, a 5-man smoke from Nouns already to get started, just to get those bid wards down. If we do break off into a level 1 team fight, John, I'd love to see one. Lilith's already kind of sneaking up here against Ori. They'll get the wards down. So Ray, not 100% sure if they really spotted it in time. I don't believe they did. And Nouns, it does seem like they want to fight. I mean, they've got a very strong level 1 team fight lineup. So Ray coming up, but they've got the eye on lockdown with the start, and that's going to be a guaranteed first blood to go the way of Nouns. A fantastic start. You'd love to see it.
You're seeing the power again of all these chain stuns with the setup. Just to follow up into the arrow, you've got the LSA, you've got a lot to play with for Nouns early on. So you need to build off from that foundation, play with your really strong side lanes in terms of just early kill potential, and try to prevent Azure Ray from being comfy. Like, especially Ori. I think if this Leshrac does manage to pop off in its matchup against Lina, it can feel a little bit hard when your towers are just really pressured. It is a little bit of a slower matchup for Ori, though.
He's in a bit of an awkward position here, Lelis. Will go for the Avalanche. It'll be okay. They've got no way to lock him down. It's kind of the weakness, I think, of Azure Ray's draft, at least for the early stages of the game. You don't really have the greatest lockdown here to really take somebody up.
No, it's going to take a lot of levels. And again, it's around the 10 to 15 minute mark when one of your cores are ready, either Ori or Bach are ready with some form of initiation or just comfy enough to connect with the IO of Chanming. That's when action can start. Again, the mid lane matchup for Leshrac up against Alina. It's not the worst thing in the world for Lesh, but it's also not uncomfy for Alina at all, especially once you have the Dragon Slave and Fiery Soul. You can just fling away as well with some pretty good range in comparison to Lesh, just a little bit more reach there for copy. And just clear out the creep wave. I'm wondering how well their rotations onto mid work out for Azure Ray, because it does, again, it feels a lot more defensive with an IO and a Shadow Demon. It does feel like the potential for Lelis and Fly to collapse onto mid for the 6-minute power runes a lot scarier. And it's all about these runes here for these two mids. It's about the bottle refills. It's about how much you can get out, your mana, how well you can juggle your HP. And again, just now in support duo, it just looks so much better when it comes into the 2, 4, 6-minute mark rotation.
Well, those runes are going to be very important for Ori, though. Like, you really don't want to lose the laning stage here as the Leshrac, because I think they do want to open up the map by taking these early tier 1 towers. That way they can allow their Gyrocopter to just play a very passive kind of farming style of game. If Ori kind of fails the mid lane, though, I think you're going to find yourself in a bit of danger here with this style of draft. So I think if you are Azure Ray, you really have no choice, even if the support duo is kind of weaker for those rotations. You do try to need to make those rotations happen.
Yeah, and we'll see if they can. Taking a look at that bot lane, you're having a decent time here for Yuma. And there's always a little bit of threat coming out from Nouns. Stormhammer to Arrow is always there. FY can't really match with the disruption. Once he commits it, it's going to be a longer cooldown than those stuns uptime. Bach, melee matchup into Sven. It's not too bad, but he gets free harass with the cleaves. You can't really do that much. You can't really threaten with a bashful keep as well for Bach. So there's always the risk of just putting yourself in a position to get chain stunned. So it's a little bit more passive again for Azure Ray, and this is exactly how Nouns needs this lane to go. Let's maximize the first few levels, build up on Yuma, get some room out. Like if Yuma has maybe a slight level advantage or two, or can just control the wave really well, giving Fly the ability to, again, rotate onto that mid we were talking about is massive. We'll see if they can get a grip on that by around the 4 to 6 minute mark.
What about that top lane? Low, of course, along with Chanming and Gunnar against Lelis, rather Gunnar with Lelis, I should say. The double stun lineup is here. Low and Tianming seem fairly safe for now, though. It doesn't seem like they're really being contested whatsoever. And Gunner's still having a decent old time as well, though, keeping up CS very, very nicely. And it kind of goes back to what you said earlier in the drafting stage, John. It's kind of hard to contest the Centaur, no matter what you're playing.
The issue is Gunnar does go for the level 2nd point and retaliate, right? So he's not able to go for like the 1-2 build for the aggression. It's really hard to get aggressive onto an IO Gyrocopter lane. You are forced to play more for farm. And that just takes away some activity that you can get done with Lelis. Lelis is doing the right thing, just pulling the creep wave away, getting his EXP, knowing that you can't really play aggressive in this lane up against Iro Gyro. Just soak up so much farm as both sides can. And they are allowed to kind of get away with that for the most part.
Gunner's kind of in the middle of nowhere right now, but it does seem like they're not going to chase him down. You know, they could have tried with the Rocket Barrage spam, but it seems like it's just not worth missing out on the creep wave, and Gunner knew that. He'll just make his way. No problems here. Backed it down to the bot lane. Seems like everything going swimmingly for both sides once again, as Bark is farming just fine, and so is Yuma. Of course, if you are on Azure Ray side here, you're not really too interested in getting aggressive, I don't think. You just want to play very, very passively and try and secure as many creeps as you can. And that's exactly what they'll do.
Yeah, FY is forced to hang around this lane a little bit more. Again, he needs to be around for a disruption setup or save, which means he's not really able to go out and build up stacks early on. So no resources just yet in the triangle. It is still fairly early, but we've seen FY be very on point with kind of building up those resources for Azure Ray and other games. Not quite the case this time. And again, you see now it's already 4 minutes in. A little bit of movement out from Lillis. Not really fully gunning for the kill, but good try. It's spotted out by Tianming though.
They just came for the water runes, just making sure Ori does not get the bottle refill. Tianming will have a bit of a fight here with Lillis, but it's quite a sad fight we're watching here between both supports. Lillis will just leave the area. Of course, it really is just about the runes. Like, if Ori can't fill up the bottle and nobody's dying to refill it for him from the fountain, it's a bit of a sad game for Leshra.
And it's already turning out that way. Really good lead here for Copy, 28-8 compared to the 24-4 of Ori. He's not able to just shove out the wave. He did go 1-2-2, so wants a little bit more with the Edict to play with instead of the setup stuns. And that just means he really needs that mana pool to try to shove out, keep this wave out of Retinol though.
One will land, but they've got Lillis right around the corner. In fact, Lillis runs into a creep wave, so he's not exactly the sneakiest man right now. He'll try to run in with an avalanche, but they've already committed the Light Strike Array. They'll try to Tianming with a toss back, but Tianming should be just fine. They did not wait for the Light Strike Array set up here from Lillis, and I think Lillis is probably a little bit upset at mistiming with the creep wave coming in.
They're still making this lane challenging for Ori. Still no bottle refill, running low on mana, 6-minute rune coming up. You know that Tiny's going to be swinging around elsewhere to try to look for an opportunity to deny that off. An IO can't really do much for you there in terms of contesting runes. FY's been stuck down bot again. Not able to really just leave Bach freely alone because of that threat of Storm to the arrow.
Celestial sneak in very, very nicely here. Avalanche does land. Laguna will be committed. Ori's still alive thanks to the raindrops, but can he make it out? The answer is no. They'll at least get the Arcane Rune here for Tianming and deny it away from Copy, but you do lose your mid lane.
And that's the big kill you're looking for anyway in Nouns. You get the level advantage in Copy, really good read on playing around with that early Laguna timing. Again, Lelis, he was not going to leave that lane. We were half a minute away from 6 minutes. The Tiny was just going to swing around to look for the rune, and they go for that kill opportunity. Copy making use of this lead he has in lane really well. That early level spike, lining up for that kill. And again, it's just down to Azure and their supports. It's really great, really defensive, but it takes time for it to come online, and they can't rotate in the same way that you can on Nouns. Like, yes, Gunner, again, did go for the 1-1 tree build on center, but that means you can leave him alone. He's not going to die solo to the Gyrocopter as long as he's not rocket barrage down, and he can just farm safely. So you have all this room for Lelis to just play the map.
Yeah. Speaking of Gunner, he'll get chased down by Low just a little bit, but obviously understands he can't really die right now to just the Gyrocopter. And this goes back to Nouns, I think, feeling very, very confident with their mid-game timing, with their own draft. They understand how potent they will be in about 10 to 15 minutes. They're more than happy to just equal out the lanes here with Azure Ray, if that is the best they can do. Ori, he's going to rotate up towards the top lane, maybe trying to look towards Gunner. Gunner, he'll run towards the north, he'll take the creep wave with him. As you realize, he has not. He will now, or he will go for the chase, but the Stampede will be popped. Still, Gunner is taking so much damage. Stun will be there, and Gunner, he will be going down. Nice rotation here from Ori.
Yeah, they force out Stampede as well. Down mid, though.
Mid lane. Yeah, they've got FY, and FY is gone. Lelis. He's able to secure the kill nicely here on the Tiny, and that's, of course, going to help him get a much faster Blink Dagger for himself. They even get a bit of damage onto that mid-tier 1 tower. Just a little bit.
And I love what Nouns are doing. They're playing Tutor strength really well. Good identification from Azure Ray to make use of top. Again, force out the early Stampede. So it's not a long cooldown, but it does give you some opportunities elsewhere as well without worrying about being initiated on. And it just gives you a little bit more space as well. Bach in a solo lane is starting to build up. Once he hits 6, you can start to consider some potential with a Corrosive Haze. He does go for the 1-1 tree build as well. But you do have the 2 supports from now. It's just looking down bot. 1 stun is all it takes here to burst someone down if you misstep. FY just playing in the shadows with that disruption and hasn't been able to stack. So all of that recovery we were talking about from the draft, it's just not there just yet. for Low or even for Ori here to kind of build into.
He'll move in. They want Bark as the kill. Stuns will land. Ooh. Arrow will not, however. In fact, now the turnaround is incoming. Ori, he will rotate over by the tier 1 tower. Yuma, he's in the middle of nowhere right now, trying to get the hell out, but it's looking pretty rough for him. They've got the corrosive haze, they've got the vision, they've got the kill. Azure Ray, they react very quickly, and for Nouns, the setup, it was just very off.
It looked like they were waiting for the Stormhammer after the Avalanche to get the arrow in, but the disruption from FY was just on time. They might find one more.
They surely will. FY to pick up that one. Fly to go down. Meanwhile, mid lane, a bit more setups happening as Tian Ming was tossed into Copy. But Copy, he had no mana. Lelis now in danger. Low will rotate. They will have to leave the tiny goers. They do pop the Stampede to allow the escape. But a bit of a missed opportunity here from Lelis and Copy, just unable to really secure a kill just based off the manner of Copy.
Not the worst opportunity to miss out on. Still, Stampede forced out again. You have a window of a minute 10 where you don't have to worry about that. Engage, disengage coming out here from Nouns. And Azure Ray now starting to find those kills. Again, around the time you'd expect. 10 to 15 minutes this lineup can start to play. You've got some decent levels up on Ori. No major item yet. Going for the Kaya first. Bak, he's working towards... nothing major yet. Does have the Orb Corrosion to help him just run down. But he has managed to figure out the block.
But they've got FY, so they do get a bit of a consolation prize, I think, that the rotations are incoming here from Tian Ming. They will bring Low along with him, along with Ori and Bark. Everyone rotating after Copy, though Copy is still just outrunning them now. More rotations coming in. Gunner, he's going to TP into the tier 1 tower, trying to help out Copy, though he does get caught in the leader, but he's by the tier 2 tower. In comes Gunner onto Ori. Ori getting very, very low, is going to go down. Copy's still alive. He's going to make it out. No, in fact, he does go down to Low. But what's it going to cost Azure Ray? It seems like quite a lot as Low's going to go down. Here comes Yuma, and there goes Bark. Great rotations out from Nouns.
That just kind of goes back to what you were saying earlier on in this game. That lack of control early on for Azure Ray hurts them so much. They had to chase all the way behind that tier 1, gave a lot of time for Nouns to consider that re-engage for themselves and get the TPs in. And they just overextend. Like the relocate faded as well, so you didn't have Tether up in that fight to try to help keep your heroes alive, to try to get a little bit of that overcharge on. And it's just a little bit mistimed from Azure Ray. Like the fact that you're taking these kinds of movements.
Oh, Low's in trouble. He didn't know Copy was around the corner. Laguna will be popped, but just a bit of miscommunication perhaps. Laguna popped, no real follow-up here from Gunner. He had the Stampede and Double Edge, but just decides better off.
Maybe they were a little bit worried about TPs in as well. Like he was further back, right by the tier 1. There was an opportunity perhaps for Azure Ray to reposition themselves and force that fight. Still, Low gonna be fairly lucky, fairly happy to just get away there unscathed. Nouns though, again, they're starting to come online. You've got the full Maelstrom up on Copy. He's going for that additional control with a Gleipnir coming through. They had some good stacks cleared out uncontested. They're getting that economy build-up they'd want. You've got a lot of good network flowing in for Copy. And Yuma's not doing too bad as well.
Be out from FY, but no rule setup. Lelis is just going to leave the area. This is the first power rune, I believe, that Nouns is actually able to pick up a Copy. He's been unlucky every other time, just on the wrong side of the river, but this time he will get one.
It's a nice little rune. Maybe allows for a little bit of a rotation out down the line. The key thing for Azure Ray is, in that last fight, with Bak running through the river, if they waited for their blink to make that kind of play, would have ended up very differently with that additional jump in, with that actual initiation. Bak still saving up for that blink dagger now. Still a good 560 gold away. That's the timing that Azure Ray kind of needs to wait out for, but you're inching closer towards Lelis' own blink at this point, so you'll have that blink initiation on the Tiny. You've got positioning plays to come out. You've got the Mask of Madness already up in Yuma, going into his Echo Saber Blink BKB disassembly. And everything's kind of lining up for Nouns. Again, if they just hold out on this blink timing of Bak, even that might not be enough just yet for Azure Ray. Doesn't feel like they're going to find that much safety in these wider team fights as long as Nouns are playing their cards right. And if FY is just not able to save all of you at once.
Bak will go ahead and just secure that farm that you're looking for. FY in the meantime, looking to get some wards down, it seems. We'll get some down at the bottom lane. No, Buck, that's that area to farm as well. He'll be able to pick up his blink at any moment. Meanwhile, Moonlight Shadow will be popped here. Question is, where are they going?
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
We'll hang out in the Radiant Triangle for now. Nouns looking to cross the river. Nobody from Azure Ray around the area, however, so it does seem like this is going to amount to nothing. They're heading to the mid-tier 1 tower instead. Blink Dagger now up on Lelis, so they do have some very nice setup from the Tiny. And it seems like Azure Ray, they're more than happy now to let the tier 1 tower go down.
Middle tower.
No need to try and defend it. Question is, what do Nouns do now?
They could try to set up for some forward vision. They don't really have wards across the river. You've got some great defensive wards from Azure Ray as well, making these sorts of smokes forward vision very difficult for the side of Nouns as well. But with the blink, like, they should be looking to still keep running and gunning. They have one more smoke up on Lelis if they want to repop. There's still a lot of time on the support smokes here at the very least. The issue is, Azure Ray are very aware of this timing and Nouns. Like, the position low has been taken, very safe from that top jungle, swinging now towards the rear side of this jungle by the tier 2. And playing it safe, you've got really good triangle control for Ori. He's just been stuck here for the last 3 minutes. And they're just staying away from any potential conflict with Nouns. They know this is the point where Nouns is a lot stronger. They need some build-up on the side of Azure Ray. They've got the full Ags up and low. That helps the cause just a little bit. There's no damage or sustain just yet to tie into this Gyrocopter. Needs that Crystallis and the Satanic to really feel great with a BKB on top, but which again takes a little bit more time. For Nouns, again, it's still building up. They've got some good forward vision now. Really sneaky ward right on the top area, right in front of the camp by the sauna pool there. And a good forward ward now watching the forward jungle up top. So smokes can start to line up a little bit more. I think as long as Nouns doesn't lose their mid-tier 1 anytime soon, you're very happy with the control on the map right now. You've got full farm control on your own side of the river. You have this leeway up top to just farm and build up. Gunner about to hit his own blink with all the space he's gotten up top. So you've got the double initiation ready for Nouns and Azure Ray. I mean, they've got the blink and bog, but again, without your other cores ready, it just doesn't feel enough.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Azure Ray. We have disconnected from the game here. We have to quickly reconnect. Azure Ray looks like they could be in a spot of danger. Lelis is going to jump in. Avalanche Toss is out, and they've got FY down. Not the biggest kill in the world, but it is something.
It is something. Like, again, you kind of need to sustain with some aggression coming out here on the side of
Wait a
Nouns.
minute. Low could be in trouble. This is a much bigger kill. Low, he's got no idea they're coming. Yuma, he'll set up with a very nice stun. The Gyrocopter needs some help, but they'll catch the IO immediately. Lelis just tossing right back in. Perfect setup here from the side of Nouns. And they can even think about Roshan if they really want to. And they will.
And that's so heads up from Lelis, just looking at the back, knowing that the IO would try to channel that relocate and just snipes him away, removing that save from Azure Ray. And now it's playing to their strengths really nicely here. Into Roshan, not going to take too long for that to melt for the output they have on Yuma. And Azure Ray, I mean, it's just down to how aggressive Nouns were in the lane. Like, yes, they have a really good support healer that is great at saving for later on in the game, but in lane, you just don't do as much as the threat from Nouns with all of these stuns, with all of these setups they have to feed into each other quite nicely here. 3k lead coming out from Nouns. You at least get the regen rune out for Ori to help him with that farm sustain. He is going for the Eternal Shroud next. So he's going to be able to sit through a lot of magical burst.
They'll make the jump in. He's going to try, but the problem is they have help around Gunner, who will happily reinitiate, and they'll take down Buck. FY is going to show up at the last moment, but it's all too late. Hell, even Ori's making his rotation in, but I don't think you want to fight without your Slaughter.
No, and that was really a little bit optimistic coming out here from Bach. Can't even go for the burst play on something like Fly. He does have the full mech. That additional armor, even though it's just 4 armor up against level 1 Corrosive Haze, takes about 40% of your Corrosive Haze off. So it's a huge DPS loss for the Slaughter to play burst. It just goes back to this negative feedback loop right now for Azure Ray. Their lanes went slow. There were no cores to connect from that 10 to 15 minute time we were talking about. You have the blink and Bach, but there's no one else ready to play with him.
Dire's middle
And he's now a little bit behind. Like, Corrosive Haze not doing as much. Level 2 Haze is going to do better. But we're also at that point where you've got max out Warcry on Yuma. You have to consider stuff like the Tormentor down the line, the free shards that can come out. If at some point, second or third Tormentor, Yuma finds himself a free shard, your DPS output on Azure Ray just shatters. They'll try out with a smoke now. They've got that full Eternal Shroud on Ori, again with a blink on Bach, so they have 2 cores that can make a connection. Good
Quick blink away. That's going to ruin everything. Lelis kind of ruining the smokers. They will jump back in onto Tianming. Tianming going to be able to get away. That was Bach. He will jump the Tiny. In goes Gunnar. He's got a 3-man stun. Oh, Gunnar. He sets up perfectly here for Nouns. They will try to survive through it, but Azure Ray just getting destroyed. Oh, boy, Gunnar. You know, I asked why he was playing Pos 3 earlier, John. I think he just answered my question.
He's doing God's work right there. Everything lining up for Nouns. That smoke break from Lullis playing under the vision. And then just getting this jump in with the durability on Gunnar. This early mecha fly just doing so much work to sustain through any sort of slapback that they're trying on Azure Ray. And they finally have 2 cores that can connect. It's just they're in the wrong spot at the wrong time. The vision control from Nouns is perfect. Great positioning out from Lullis.
Oh,
Gunnar playing like a madman. The perfect setup with Dazzle.
absolutely. You love to see it. Not if you're Azure Ray, though. Of course, Azure Ray probably not feeling very good at the moment as they are now 8k behind the side of Nouns. The big positive is Low is still farming very, very well. Only behind the laner, but problem is the Gyrocopter doesn't feel great if you're on parity, right? And Yuma is pretty close. He's only 1k behind.
Yeah, it's not a massive enough lead for Low. And even then, again, scaling up against the Sven just feels really awkward when you have to factor in Warcry. And when you factor in, you're not the biggest right clicker until you get a lot of items up here for Low. And for Nouns, they don't have any cooldowns to wait for as well. They're just ready to go again. Smoke up with the 2 supports and the Gunnar.
Oh, Lelis, perfect setup again. He's going to toss back Tianming, though. So you kind of miss out on the bigger target. But I think it's just kind of sending a message here from Nouns. Nowhere is safe.
No. And again, that great forward ward Nouns planted earlier, just giving so much info. Kind of snipe out Low, right outside of the sentry vision range as well. Not able to fully spot it out and clear out, make it safe. Take a tier 2 off the back of it. Down to just really the bottom lane for Azure Ray to feel secure in, with their tier 1 still standing. They still have some semblance of triangle control to try to farm up in, but the high ground's knocking. I mean, you've got Alina. Sieging high ground's not the toughest thing in the world, but the Dragonlance can stay in a very comfy range, get that clear. In fact, they already force out the Fortify very early on from Azure Ray. What else can Azure Ray look for? There's this Bloodstone timing for Ori that can be nice. It almost feels like you need a BKB on the left track, just so you're not chain stunned. You can actually pop your spells. You can try to reposition, try to get some counter control back. Bach as well working on his own BKB. It does feel like you really need FY to also have his own items. Like we were talking about the Shadow Demon in an ideal game, having the Blink Influence tags.
Did they see it? I think they saw him. Gunnar seems to know he's around here somewhere. But Ori is going to escape, just preemptively popping the Diabolic Edict just in case.
A little of those spidey senses tingling in. Would have been a nice pick off to find for Nouns to keep building up on. But for Azure Ray, it's still a catch-up game. You're 9k behind with this lineup that needed to have momentum at this point. And there's a Bloodstone pickup for Ori that can come out, but feels like he needs that plus a BKB. Like, he can't get away with just the Eternal Shroud. He can't sustain through. It's way too many stuns that pile on from the side of Nouns once it's up. Bach also still working onto that BKB. Forcing BKB. Like, a Low is inching towards it. I believe he has it out on delivery into the Satanic and Daedalus, but it feels like you need the Daedalus to really have impact on Low. As long as Yuma's around with that Warcry, I don't know, maybe your Corrosive Haze target now at level 2 Haze is manageable, perhaps, but it still feels like it's going to be a lot harder for Azure Ray than they'd like it to be here.
It's kind of the thing as well, like, if you don't have the BKBs, it's not like you can really just stand there and fight. Low can now, but the rest of his team is still very susceptible, just getting caught out by all the stuns of Nouns, and on that mid lane. Low's going to show himself. It could be a bit of bait here from Azure Ray, but I don't think it's going to be a great fight for them because the wraparound is here from Nouns. They're looking toward that dire triangle.
Radiant's
They'll
middle
get onto the
tower
high
is
ground.
under attack.
Right behind the side of Azure Ray, who are now retreating, understanding they're in a pretty awkward position. Into the river, Nouns go. Tian Ming is going to be spotted out first. That's not the... In fact, they're going to jump FY. Instead, FY is gone. And so is Tian Ming. Low's going to try and TP away with the BKB, and he will be able to do so. But they found Ori. They've got the left track, and Ori is down. Nouns, my goodness, the aggression really paying off. You can tell with the way they're playing, John. They know they can't lose a team fight right now.
No, they're playing with such confidence. They take a long route out as well, sneaking through the triangle. Really good flanking angle to spot out. Very patient from them. They had vision on Bach for a couple of moments, but they gun for the supports because they know the saves are still a little bit of a threat from Azure Ray. They force out this first BKB that we were talking about below. That's a massive loss for the Gyrocopter. And they just take care of the last outer tower from Azure Ray. Backs against the wall for Azure Ray. 19-4, 13k lead out for Nouns.
Run, Bach. Get out of there. He's all right. It's just every single time they see a hero from Azure Ray, they are just running at them. There's no two ways about that.
No, there's no stopping them. We're at the point as well where Yuma just buys out his short. So you've got the Warcry arm to worry about. Without Daedalus, Low is not going to be doing damage. I know what you can do now in Azure Ray. It feels like the damage actually has to come out from Ori. But until he gets a BKB, he's just not going to be standing to deal that damage.
Making of Ori. Dana, looking at him. Ori's looking back. They're staring at each other at the moment in the mid lane. They'll both leave each other be. Ori's still sticking around. It seems like Azure Ray want to try and use him as bait. Ori will eventually retreat back into the tree line. Nouns will do the same. A lot of patience here from both sides. Thing is, Nouns are just going to pressure the top tier 3 tower. That way you know exactly where Azure Ray are going to be coming from. Azure Ray trying to get back towards their high ground right now, but the tier 3 tower losing half its HP. And Nouns will just leave. No need to rush.
I guess the other angle Azure Ray could take is making high ground painful as possible. Maybe something like the Shard on Ori. Just help with the stall a little bit more as well. They are smoked up here on Azure Ray, but they need to look for isolated targets. And they're very slippery on Nouns. Their Stampede to always try to bail them out. The scans, not quite landing just yet.
And it's got BKB as well, so he can jump in whenever. He does not feel scared at all of the Centaurs. They are going to run right into them. Still smoked up. Low. Is he going to get spotted? Yes, he will. I think they sort of take the camp. They'll jump in. Lelis, he's got the toss back onto the gyrocopter. Tian Ming, he cannot save him in time. He popped the relocate, but it does nothing. Ori. Oh, Ori's getting annihilated. Yuma just rips him a new one. There goes Tian Ming. Bach's going to try and run, put the TP away, and we'll make it out, but it's just so tough to watch. It really is.
It is. That's, again, a very hard angle to figure out from Nouns coming on to Azure Ray. And when that fight broke out, FY instantly blinked away. He was out of range to get the disruption save. So even if he's not caught out in that initiation, the save still can't come out, and it just falls flat. Azure Ray, and they tried to take this position outside their base. They get punished. High ground's just going to be sieged so damn fast with Alina and with a Sven. And respawns aren't too long, but what are you doing here realistically? You have a BKB ready on low. They could try for something, but the durability on Nouns is just way too much. Like the Sven pickup just counteracts everything you'd want to do on the side of Azure Ray. The magic damage from your Lush, it's just not enough. Needs that full Bloodstone, maybe a BKB on top, and none of that farm's presenting itself here for Ori. The map's just so shrunken down. Really good aggressive vision again being maintained by Nouns, taking full control of that top area. And there's just limited options for Azure Ray. Just best thing for Azure is to try to stall it out as much as possible.
That's really the only choice they have left, I think. They're going to try and perhaps go for a bit of a fight here on the top side of the map. Bach is going to make his rotation, but he is under vision. They haven't detected it either. Nouns, they might go for a fight, and they will. Lelis is looking for a toss-back play. Lowe's looking to farm that top wave, but that could be a very, very bad decision. Gunner's moving in. They found Ori. In fact, they want FY in the back, but no Ori. He just gets destroyed by Yuma once again. Lowe's popped his BKB early, but he's just trying to retreat. He needs to get the hell out of there. Buck jumps in again. He's got a 3-man stun, but where's the follow-up, Buck? Where's the follow-up? And now Gunner's got a 2-man. Oh, Tianming, run! Get out of there!
Oh, what a masterclass out from Nouns, just playing to
My
that
goodness.
strength. Azure Ray they had no game. The laning phase again, they maximized their lanes on Nouns to an extent that I didn't actually expect them to fully crush those lanes as hard. A lot more aggression coming out here for Azure Ray. A lot more aggressive supports coming out. They've got the FY techies, which has cost a nightmare for many, many players. It's always G2IG I think about though, playing up against something like techies and it's the mines and people dying. If this game drags on, I mean, FY is going to have fun for sure.
High-tier gameplay is what I like to call it, Jonathan, as a techies enjoy it myself. I don't even understand why the old-school techies players want the old techies back. This is a way better tech.
I mean, to be fair, there's something attractive about the green mines. I think it's just highly sadistic. The green mines is just psychologically damaging in a way that proximate mines just aren't. You know?
That's fair.
30 seconds to battle.
That's a fair. Smoke out here from Azure Ray. They're going to try and maybe look for a first blood here at this top rune spot. Nouns are playing very, very safely. They're not quite as confident as they were in game 1 for this level 1 team. Azure Ray going to wrap around through the river up towards the top side of the dire jungle. Yuma, he's going to shoot himself in a moment. I don't believe they'll have any way to really lock him down. And in fact, he breaks the smoke of FY.
The battle begins.
That'll be about it. It's still going to be a 3-for-1 trade, though, for the bounty runes in favor of Azure Ray. So they still do win out something.
I think that's a fine read on Nouns. Forcing a level 1 up against all of this control that Azure Ray now has, probably not the best idea. Take a look at how the mid lane pans out, of course. First, it's a very static lane, almost. Dragon Knight versus Slardar. Slardar should have a little bit of an edge, but this is a DK. Not going to be shoved away from lane. It's going to be comfy just farming up. Go for the Dragon Blood, go for the Breed Farm, maybe the Value Point and Dragon Tail to just get steady denies. Not too much to worry about for Copy. Not too much to worry about for Ori either. A kill threat onto that DK doesn't line up as well. It's really down to the supports. If the side lanes open up, both sides have some decent kill potential if you can afford to leave your other cores. And it does feel like maybe the Azure Ray cores are easier to leave behind, like a Timbersaw could just allow FY to rotate. And low, as long as the wave is not shoved too far away, should be fairly fine as well.
Fine for now. FY, of course, going to be able to keep him very, very safe on that clockwork. We are looking at that mid lane Ori and Copy going at it, and this should be a relatively boring lane between these two. And maybe you could hope to find some kills here as Ori as you do get the Bash of the Deeps up. Problem is you're going to have Dragon Blood just being popped up here by Copy as well, so chances are he's going to be just fine.
Nah, you're really going to be looking for the supports to make that movement in. Again, it's not as important for either side to have the water rune, but it's more about the timing when you can leave that lane. Let's see whether or not FY can leave. Does cop the arrow, but not going to be under any grave threat just yet. You do have the meta popped by Yuma. And this lane for Bach, again, kind of hinges on how well the Metamorphosis usage of Yuma is. Once that's gone, your Timbersaw is not going to be under as much threat. You can try to line up for the Whirling Death, the Timber Chain. Not too much you can really do to shove him away. Does go for the Value Point reactive, as you'd expect with some range harass, but still has a lot of damage, especially as you approach level 3 here. Can still burst through Yuma if he's not too careful.
I'll say FY is going to be able to get some stacks off this game as well. He's already started the stacking in that Radiant Triangle, so ensuring that they do not miss out this time around. On bottom lane, a bit of action going on here as Tianming does try to rush towards Lelis Gunner, but we'll just let them go. Gonna have a nice little creep wave by his side. Low is still farming very well down the clinks as well, so it seems as though everyone's quite happy down this bottom lane.
He is lagging a little bit behind in comparison to, say, Yuma right now, but a couple of creep waves should sort that out. Still, nothing to really stop Gunner from just confidently getting his own farm up. Overall, the laning start, as you mentioned, a little bit more back and forth. Safe lane of Nouns going a little bit better, but the mid lane of Ori overtaking Copy by a decent amount as well. Yeah, no real kill potential coming out onto that mid. Neither do you have that much kill potential in the side lanes. And your best bet is probably box lane, but probably looking at the level 3, level 4 timing there. And it's not as easy for Nouns as well to leverage the lane. If you don't have stun set up for Murano Arrow, you're not able to just look to run down the top lane. It's not as easy to run down mid as well, because you can't leave terribly alone up against Timbersaw. Though it is that more passive game that I think Azure Ray does overall do prefer in the lane phase. You know, they like getting that space to build up.
Poppy is slowly being brought down here by Ori. Like, he is getting that HP pool slowly dwindling away here on this DK. It is quite hard, rather quite easy, of course, to get the bashes to deep against the Dragon Knight as bottom lane. Dump is out onto Gunner. Gunner really having no way out of this. He's going to have to try and walk his way up, but Tianming is just not leaving him alone. Gunner, barely still alive, trying to deny himself, but cannot get it. Tianming will pick up first blood on the clock.
It's a really good pickup as well. At the very least, Gunner prevents Low from taking that. Pops the uproar right in time, has a little bit of a charge in the magic wand. So onto the clockwork it goes. Not going to accelerate Low as much as he'd want to, but that does provide some space in the lane now to start playing the farm game. And again, the presence of Gunner, it just makes it so hard to charge in when you're up against clockwork. You mentioned it earlier on, but with battery assault, with the cogs, he doesn't even have the point in onslaught. Just going for the trample to farm up what he can. No aggressive lineups here for Nouns just yet. And as you mentioned, like the mid lane for Ori has been going a lot better. Just playing with a Bash of the Deep has some of that sustain with Guardian Sprint up now. It's been a lot slower for Copy, but this is still a DK. Like, he's not being stopped from fully farming. That slow, steady build up into level 6 is still lined up here for Nouns.
Bottom lane, Chan going to miss, rather lose a pretty big courier for himself. I believe he had a lot of movement speed and region on that courier, but we'll have to wait another minute for that. Still 1-0, 5 minutes in, not too much action in the side lanes. Bottom lane is where most of the action has been happening, but it does seem as though Nouns are going to play rather conservatively here around this area.
Structures are fortified.
Top lane, I mean, Tianming has rotated, so perhaps they can hope for a kill as Yuma does get jumped by the blast off, and Bark is right in. They've got the TB and they've locked him down long enough. Fly, he'll be able to leap away. I say that, they are still chasing Fly. He's out of leap charges now, so Fly going to have to run the old-fashioned way. Bark, thinking about the Twin K usage, does think better of it, continues after Fly. It's a very, very slow kind of kill, but they should have it eventually, and well, there you go. Fly being slowed up, Bark will take the kill. Happy days here for the side of Azure Ray.
Yeah, really good read from Tianming to just capitalize in this top lane. Has the levels in the clockwork. Level 4, level 3 a while ago, level 4 up now. Just really easy to run down. Again, it's a Terrorblade Mirana. It's not as synergistic as the last lane Nouns ran with a Sven Mirana. Not much aggression, not much defense there when the commitment is out. So Azure Ray are the ones to play these lanes a lot more aggressive. 3-0, 1k lead coming out here. Side of Nouns, it's going to take a while. You're going to have to play with this Terrorblade, playing the jungle a little bit with Conjure Image. Your mid lane, Copy's not going to get free space to just push in with the Dragon form either, or he's just camping mid constantly. They've got some room now as well to let FY maybe consider a rotation if they want that. But it doesn't feel like the DK is a high priority target anyway. Like if you can keep the Terrorblade shut down, keep Gunner under pressure, you're much happier just camping your side lanes instead. And the push from Copy is not going to amount to too much now that you have Corrosive Haze up on Ori.
A bit of chip damage onto that T1. Tianming's going to rotate over on the clockwork now. Copy still trying to get more damage to the T1 tower. May now get punished for it. It's Copy. Gonna get cut off here by Tianming. Trying to run back toward that T1 tower. Here comes Lilith to try and help out. In fact, a nice arrow out from the side of Fly will lock down Ori. And this is a big rotation from both sides. No kills coming out of it. Eventually, Copy, I mean, he won't get them as much damage as he would have liked onto that T1, but he'll survive.
It almost looked like a kill opportunity for Azure Ray, and not quite enough mana on Tianming for the power cogs and the pushback, so not able to really entrap Copywara and try to push him back, get that kill lined up. Still opens up the side lanes quite nicely, and Azure Ray is having fun with that. You're getting some free farm out Below, you're getting a lot of free space after Bach, who has the Soul Ring and Arcane Boots, can fully sustain through. And I like that he's going straight into the Eternal Shroud for some sustain. Still not letting go of mid here. Arvin does spawn top. Amplified damage for Ori now.
Oh, nice deny. Very nice deny from Fly. He leaps right in there to get the right click off in time. Ori will continue trying to harass away at Copy. FY is going to be right around the corner if necessary, but again, Copy doesn't really seem too concerned at all. He's just tanking through all the damage. Maybe they try again. Ori's wrapping around, but I don't really see the angle here. Instead, perhaps they could look towards Buck at the top side as Fly. Gonna try and intervene and stop these stacks being taken away from Buck, but it seems as though the Timber pretty much gets all of them. Not back in mid, but I mean, Copy. He felt pretty low, but he's just not dying. Maybe Lelis gets into the Shadow Realm, or he will chase him down, gets his stun off. Can they secure the kill? He'll lock him down with the Bramble Maze, and Lelis is going to be just fine.
It is using a lot of time, though. Like, you're just forced to respond to Slardar mid, who's not really pressuring a tower, just letting Creep Wave shove in. No kill threat onto the Slaughter as well. So it leaves these side lanes open for Azure Ray to, again, play their farm game. Like, Low just already has 6, could try to kill her and Gunner.
Gonna give it a crack. Gunner trying to get an angle to onslaught away, but it is very, very tough against the clockwork of Tian Ming, and Gunner is, of course, just gone. Not much you can do about that.
No. Again, just no saves on hand. They're all been focused on mid. They are starting to get some decent chip damage for the second Dragon form of Copy, but they're not fully committing yet. Meanwhile, Low can just hammer away with his little skeleton archers. Oh,
jump on Ori. Fair bit of damage being dealt, but Ori does have the rotations out from his teammates, so will be just fine to walk his way back. I'm surprised they were actually able to get that much damage off with the slider, to be honest with you.
yeah. It's a little bit more than you'd expect, but now they're ready with Bach. Looks like he wants to work his way back to top. They will find the Arcane Rune. Oh, no deny this time.
Very close.
Sneaky Fly. Well, I mean, this game state right now for Azure Ray is just perfect. 4-0, 3K up. You might be a little bit concerned about the Terrible getting some space, but it's early days. He has the maxed out Conjure image, so he will find farm in the caps regardless. What you need to do on Azure Ray is just keep this lane pressure. Try to go for a tier 1. I think that's what we need to see next from Azure Ray to keep this momentum. Siege onto mid and top, ideally, to start cutting into those jungle spots where the Turboblade will want to farm up. Let's see if they can start to connect there. They've got level 6 in the supports. Hookshot ready and Chan Ming here. He wants to play with someone, but no one connecting just yet. And the aggression from Azure Ray should start to ramp up. Like, even FY is already level 7. As his procs mines, he can start blocking off areas, just get some info. If Nouns starts to consider a move in, although it's still early days to try to block out smoke plays, but they could just maximize this as burst play on top. We'll see. And Nouns just kind of in recovery mode. The supports are hanging around with Gunner. Maybe they could try to do something, but there's some good wards again from Azure Ray just spotting on the ramp.
Concerningly as well for now, like Buck's had so much time to just clear out the stacks that were made in the triangle, and he's got the full Eternal Shroud up. Grab that tier 1 top tower. No contest here from Nouns. They are going to instead head down towards the bottom lane and see if they can pick off somebody. Maybe look towards that tier 1 bottom tower. Problem is, Ori now has his own Blink Dagger up on the Slaughter, so he's ready to initiate whenever as well. You got to be concerned about Nouns now, because you can't really kill Bark with this Eternal Shroud. He's just happily jumping onto Yuma under the tier 2 tower. And well, Azure Ray, I think they can happily start to move if they really want, or they can just keep playing the farm game.
And they have some room to grow, but if they want to connect with Low, it's going to take a little bit more. Just get a little bit more build up. Ori as well probably wants the full Ags to really be secure. They are starting to make connections. Good wards from the side of Nouns to spot this kind of swing around. Try to still finagle their way in, though.
Nouns are prepped to defend this tier 1 mid tower. They are not willing to let this one go. He was going to show up to boot. They'll pop the Moonlight Shadow. Copy's going to jump right in onto Ori. Arrow will connect to follow up with the Dragon Tail Stun, and Ori has been deleted. A very nice start from Nouns. Now they'll jump in onto Bark. Bark being completely controlled up by Gunner. Gunner not able to finish off the job. In fact, Gunner gets destroyed here by FY and Bark. Still Copy, still trying to move in, does find FY, takes down the techies. Bark though moving right back onto the Dragon Knight, will take him down. A very decent kind of fight here for Azure Ray and Nouns. Considering they lost Ori that early on, it's a pretty decent fight here for the Radiant side.
And it is. It does feel bigger for Azure Ray. The network swing is in Nouns' favor, though. A little bit more gold going their way, despite losing 2 cores for that. But that just shows you how ahead Azure Ray were early on, first 10 minutes of this game. So overall, still worthwhile, but doesn't feel great to lose your Slaughter that early. It does feel almost necessary that he has some sort of a BKB on hand, just some debuff immunity or some way to mitigate some of this magical damage that can come out. The chain stuns are still devastating if they can net. Let's see, smoke out from Azure Ray. They don't have any long cooldowns to wait for, unlike the side of Nouns who have to kind of wait for Metamorphosis and the Dragon form. Yuma.
Oh, Yuma. Not expecting the rotation here from Azure Ray. Looks to get deleted. And it's just really that easy. You initiate on the TB, he is just as good as dead.
They have all of this magic damage on hand, all of this pure damage on back. There's not much defending there for Yuma. Metamorphosis down, and really good forward vision coming a while ago from Azure Ray. Doing sneaky ward by this large camp, giving some vision onto the lane. And they just have no cooldowns to wait for. It's just run and gun right now for Azure Ray. For Nouns, what time is we're looking for? BKB for Gunner coming out next. And that's going to be important to allow this Brown Beast to finally play his game, not care too much about the clockwork outside of the hook shot. You can start to try to pin heroes down there, get some of that chain stun play coming in the way you want to. A little bit of a smoke out for Fly and Copy as well. Again, with that blink on DK, there's some initiation. There's the Dragon Tail arrow combo that can come out. They could burst down support still, so FY wouldn't be a bad target.
Closest target to them. FY gonna get jumped. Arrow to follow up. Be a nice easy kill. That Gunner was trying to rush in to see if he could get some kills secure, but not gonna be able to get there in time.
Nah, not able to steal that away from Copy. I mean, to be fair, a little bit more gold for Gunner into that BKB is mighty helpful, but hands it over to Copy as he should. 7-3, 6k lead still standing for Azure Ray. The catch-up for Nouns is still a long ways off, though. Like, Yuma's not that far behind in comparison to, like, Ori and Low. It is really Bach in this early timing. This Eternal Shroud that is a threat. He's going straight for the Ags, which I actually like this game. I think the Ags gives so much value with all of the physical output that you're expecting from the Terrorblade and from Copy to an extent. That the reactive armor stacks are just always going to feel great to maximize on. We'll go for Roshan. They've got the minus armor to deal with it as well on Azure Ray. And Nouns don't really have the clear spot. I mean, they've got this ward by the gate, so they know it's happening.
They do. They're trying to make their way through to try and fight this Roshan out. Terrorize is going to be kind of whiffed, nevertheless. It does force them out of it. Ray still looking to make their move into the Roshan pit, but now knowing Nouns are around the corner, they're going to be a little bit more cautious. In fact, Nouns kind of leaving the area, just leaving Roshan be. Azure Ray, they'll hang around. But Nouns, they've given up on the on this Roshan attack.
Rather interesting. Again, they had this ward to watch. Gunner goes through. And Azure just repositions in time that... Not a problem, so they'll still find Roche. Secondary light up for low. Clinks already has a Maelstrom. A lot of damage coming out whenever that Tar Bomb connects. And it's not that hard to connect it here for Azure Ray. For now, it's still the recovery game. Yuma still needs so much more on this Terrorblade to be up and running. You need a lot of room as well for Copy. For that usual DK build of like Manta Ags. Long ways off from any of that here for the side of Nouns. Azure Ray for their part. And like once Bach hits this Ags timing, it should connect with his maxed out reactive armor. This Timbersaw is going to be so hard to kill. Like, Bach can just take point every single time, get follow through from Chan Ming, and there's no answer right now from the side of Nouns. There's no magical burst at hand. Even if they did, again, Eternal Shroud kind of makes that annoying. Gunner, BKB recipe still around 900 gold away. Once you have that, at least you have the Primal Beast to play off of. Let's see, the pickoffs have been good for Nouns. They have been finding some good movement out with Copy and with Fly, but the opportunities to do so are few and far between.
Now the Axe to be built up on Bartek is just getting worse and worse. Lowe's timing very well as well on the Clinks. At that stage with the Maelstrom up now, this pump really start to escalate. Poppy's going to see him though. They'll make the jump in with the stun, but he's got to help around Ori. He's going to double stun out himself. They'll make the jump in onto Copy, and Copy cannot survive through it. He will go down, and so will Lelis by the looks of it.
Just clean. It's just so difficult for them to open up. Like even on some like Clinks, they just don't have that burst. No follow through as well for Copy from that stun. And they just get to clean up 9-3. Again, a little bit of a slower game, but Azure Ray are playing it so smart. They're playing to their strengths. Now it's just trying to avoid whenever they can. But with the Clinks, it doesn't take too long for you to rip through these objectives. Fortify already forced out on the tier 2. That's enough to really dissuade low. Shouldn't be. Does have a shard with a burning barrage as well. Clear out the creep waves, no problem. And Azure Ray just playing with full confidence, playing across the river, all together in that top jungle. Box still about 2,300 gold away from the full Ags. Timing's lining up soon. Nouns though? Do they want to fight this?
It's FY and low, but they are feeling very nervous about the fight. No vision really around this area either, so they don't want to fight blind. I think Azure Ray just looking way too powerful with this kind of draft. And a lot of Atos now coming out on low, getting prepped for the Gaimin build-up. And now they just want to play the avoid game. They understand how far behind they are. It's not a great time to fight. They'll look maybe towards that mid-tier 1 tower here with Copy, but he doesn't even have Dragon Form for another 5 seconds. They're going to have to wait. Tianming will spot them out. Gunner, you've got to be very, very cautious here, sir. Tianming will make the jump in onto the DK. Copy, the one trapped up in the concert. Tianming has been left behind. But Tianming will go down first. In comes Ori now with the double stun though, catching Copy. They'll take down the Dragon Knight. They'll move on to more. Gunner's been caught to boot. The Primal Beast is gone.
It's just a mess for Nouns. Again, down to just the info gathering that you can get for Azure Ray. Like earlier on, I don't think we caught that on cam as well. While they were trying to sneak towards mid, like 3 mines went off and Fly. He was forced to instantly pop the mech. Didn't have that recovery tool, I don't think, in time. Tried to sustain through from that jump in. Confidence from Tianming to just play forward. He does give away a pretty big streak. A decent amount of gold going the way of Nouns, but not as much as Azure Ray finds off of killing 2 cores again. The only benefit to Nouns now is this is just free space for Yuma. So our Terrorblade is farming freely, only 1k behind. This Clinks about 2k behind our Terrorblade, but the map space, there's just not really any of the space back, but they're going to lose their Tormentor here as well. Freebie out for Azure Ray onto FY, so some more utility as well with a reactive Taser now on allies. And the solutions for Nouns, it's not presenting itself. It's just so much farm they need on this DK and even on this Terrorblade. Like with the BKB on Gunner, there's still no one that can comfortably connect.
Fly's being chased down now. Ori, they will see him with the rocket flare. Ori just trying to get within range of the blink, and he does find it. Fly will use his one lead charge left, but it doesn't matter. Another great pickup here for Azure Ray. 13k ahead now. No signs of slowing down. And pretty much everyone is looking very unkillable. Like, you even saw that last team fight, how long it took them to kill off Tianming.
Yeah.
And he was just alone.
Yeah, there's just no burst to counteract. They've got the Ags hold.
They'll find Gunner. Gunner will be able to onslaught away for now, but the chase is on from Ori. It's a very fun slaughter. Tianming will not mess around either. Just a great hook shot right towards the Primal Beast. And it only gets worse, John. Ori's now got a full Ags up.
Yeah, that kill earlier on and Fly actually gave Ori that gold. So he hits that key timing. He's got the puddles all over the place. He's got a lot of regen on hand, even more durability for Ori to initiate these fights. They've got space for Low to just shove in bot, forcing Fortify out once more. They'd be able to find us no problem. You've got Bach with his Ags. There's just way too much physical durability here. No magical burst on the side of Nouns. Your physical output on the Terrorblade, it's not ready to really show up just yet. Not sure at what point you're even comfy on Yuma here. The Scotty timing with Butterfly, perhaps? Even a Scotty alone, perhaps, is enough, but doesn't feel like it's going to be enough, I'll be fair.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Another pressure onto the mid-tier 2 tower. You're not sure they're going to be popped here from Nouns. trying to relocate towards the top side of the map. Kind of the state of the game that you're in right now. You're just going to pop smokes in Moonlight Shadow to ensure you get somewhere safely to farm. Azure Ray still very focused on that mid-tier 2 tower, however, not too interested in following up for a gank. They'll find the mid-tier 2 no problem. And now perhaps it's time to rotate up towards the top lane, and they will. Already smoked up. Yuma will narrowly avoid Ori, but Fly maybe not so lucky as they do break the smoke on the Mirana. He won't see him, though he does. Fly will go down, but that is just the position 5 at the very least, so probably the best case scenario for Nouns.
Minimal losses for now. They get to reposition, but the chase is still coming out from Azure Ray. TP out from Ming. And is under vision. Be able to this echo.
If you catch Copy, and Copy, he's annihilated, John. It's not even close.
It's a strength here up against Timbersaw. Just get ripped apart. The Whirling Death just does so much. 16-4, 16k lead for Azure Ray and Nouns. And they don't have a lot of options. It's about just waiting for Yuma. Waiting for Copy to get bigger. Gunner, not safe here.
No, certainly not. He'll pop his BKB and just try to TP away, and luckily for him, Tianming is not around the area to go for a hook shot. It's very, very sad, though. The state of the game, just having to pop BKBs and TP every single time. Not what you want to be seeing. Is now Azure Ray 17k ahead in this game number 2, looking very, very good for game number 3. Nouns not giving up quite yet, of course. They're giving it their absolute best, but you look back at Yuma and you can kind of feel how much farm he needs. It's just,
yeah,
he's nowhere close yet.
Yeah, and I just saw FY bullying him. He was bullying the illusion, taking away a couple of creeps as FY would do. Not giving any inch out to Nouns. Guess the next step for Azure is probably considering next Roshan. 2.5 minutes until the respawn's up. That could lead into the high ground siege. The high ground def of Nouns is not particularly amazing either. It's not like you have a Leshrac on your side to just spam split hurt. Not like you've got maybe a sniper with range to just play from. Metamorphosis, again, pretty atrocious uptime once it's down. There's a lot of windows there for Azure to just play around. And again, just no threat. Like, even if you get this jump in with Gunner, I mean, the BKB hasn't really done much for them because there's no one that can play with him with his BKB. You don't have damage on Copy. He's still inching towards his Manta. And even after the Manta, you're still looking for more. Heck, Bach is just playing tag with a Blinking Timber Chain, just threatening a little bit.
Or not, he knows they can't actually kill him. Oh, hook shot, it's off the mark. Copy did jump in for a Dragon Tail. Gunner, he's just going to onslaught away. In fact, he found Ori. They're going to find a Slaughter here. Ori losing half his HP so far. Problem is Barking is going to intervene, and Nouns, they do need to run. They cannot deal with the Timber Saw. Still hanging around. Nouns, they will eventually retreat back towards their base. Copy does pop the Dragon Form and Manta. I don't see Nouns getting much out of this. They're just going to try and retreat and get back to the farm game. Meanwhile, Azure Ray still looking to just choke them off the map.
Yeah, just apply that pressure. Keep them confined to their side of the map, not across the river. And just maybe line up for a pick-off into Hiroshima.
It's caught for a moment there by Ori, but maybe just find the Manta and run. So hard with this rocket flares just coming in from Tianming with the Ags up. It's just nowhere to hide. Really the strength of the Clockwork picked throughout that draft phase, just having that vision game that Azure Ray were lacking in game 1.
It's the Clockwork and the techies. Like, again, Prox Mines have been doing some work here from FY to just block off some Moonlight Shadow smokes. Now they can set up for that Roche, about 10 seconds away. They know their timings here on Azure. Nouns are not in position to contest that objective. And Azure should find that free one in a short span of time. Nouns are playing as a unit, and they will go for a smoke out. I mean, if they isolate some of these supports, very squishy targets to go for, perhaps.
Got Tianming that's close by. Tianming's still just spamming rocket flares, but not going to see anyone within the smoke. Roshan is going way down way too quickly, so I don't believe they're going to get there in time to contest this. Still chasing Tianming. There goes your Roshan. Nouns, do you really want to fight? The answer seems to be no. They will run back the other way.
Well, that's a lot of time commitment out. Heck, Low is still hunting. They could catch them on this weird flank around. No, it doesn't look.
Gunner. Yeah, he's going to be caught out, Gunner. Maybe kind of underestimating how fast they can get towards him. He will pop the BKB and just onslaught away. Meanwhile, top lane, they have found Tianming. But Tianming, about to drop, does do so. He comes back to the TP rotation to try and get some form of a trade. Copy will be able to TP away. Fly will try to do the same, but they do get the Yules off in time. He'll try to leap now, but it doesn't really seem like he'll be able to make it. As Bark will secure the kill. At least it's a 1-for-1 of the supports.
Yeah, I mean, it is a net positive for Nouns. They get 908 gold in comparison to Azure Ray only finding 298. Again, the net worth disparity is pretty massive between these two teams. So every single pickoff you find on Nouns is just that much more important. Even on these squishy supports, that has to be the play for Nouns. Just try to find Tianming, try to find FY, take care of them before the cores come on top. And try to equalize off the back of these pickoffs. You're inching towards copies. Ags, so you'll have that Black Dragon form on the 18. Yuma, he's got the Scotty. He's going for the Butterfly into the Daedalus, so damage is going to be starting to ramp up on the Terrorblade. And the scaling can start to kick in. Although, copy.
Yeah, just gets destroyed here by Bark. Bark will move in on that tier 3 top tower. No fear in the world here on the Timbersaw. 7-0-4 is the scoreline of Bark, which is what you come to expect from this man's Timbers. Ori now jumping in by the tier 4 towers. Will retreat. Nouns, I mean, they're going to try and slow this down as best as possible, but it is looking pretty damn dire. Ray, they'll just keep going. No fear. Backdoor protection does at least kick in, but the creep wave is on the way. And Nouns still waiting for Copy to respawn. They'll cliff up. Here comes the Dragon Knight. It's already too late. They've lost their racks, and of course, Azure Ray, they probably will just play it safely and run the hell away.
Yeah, there's, again, not many options for Nouns to try to make a play. The best thing you can hope for is what? Gunner fully committing with a BKB, pulverizing one, and focus firing on just one target. It's just difficult when you have to worry about the clockwork, you have to worry about the hookshot breaking off that entire combo. If you're clumped up, Bach has a great time with a Whirling Death.
They catch FY, but Ori jumps in for the reinitiation. He stops everything. There goes Copy. Gunner's going to try to run his way out, but the Yule Scepter will lock him down, and Copy and Gunner are both gone. No chance.
No. That, again, a little bit of a good idea from Nouns to try to play outside their base, try to get this flank, this isolation play once more, but it doesn't pan out.
Jumping again, Ori losing half his HP, but it won't matter because FY has jumped in with a big blast off and flying Yuma. They get blown up here by Azure Ray. GG is called, they've seen enough, and we are going to a game 3.
Spectacular performance from Azure Ray, bouncing back, taking initiative on their side with the draft, just playing so active this time, every lane just going their way. Even the mid lane, right, like with the DK there for Copy. Sure, he wasn't losing outright, but this draft doesn't feel that fast at all. But they might be able to find a way to make it work out. I'm really curious how well Low does on the Drow. Again, it's not the most common pos one, you know, others are higher priority. Stuff like Luna, stuff like Lifestealer, Sven, but even the Terrorblade, I think, gets picked a little bit more than Drow. But it does feel like when you get a good Drow game, it can just pop off fast. And this does not look like a bad Drow game at the least.
Certainly does not. Hips coming out from Bark and Fly, of course, just respect towards each other. Don't believe either side is looking for a level 1 team fight, though. If I was to choose, I think you'd prefer it on Azure Ray. Seems like Nouns are going to smoke up, and so will Azure Ray now. It's already been sent out here by Bark to try and scout out exactly where Nouns are hanging about, but of course they're not going to see too much. You can, of course, break the smoke on the Wolves, and that'll give enough information. You know exactly whereabouts they are. Nouns are hanging by the dire jungle. north of that top boundary rune spot. They'll get some vision down. Low will be spotted. Lelis is going to make the jump in with the disruption. They will start to set up onto the drought, but do they have the damage output? Low is falling very low now. Gun is still moving in, and they do find the first block. Why is the one to take it on this here?
Oh, such a good read from Nouns to get that flank around. The Drow is very susceptible at level 1 when multiple heroes are on top. That's the one kill they really would want to start off with, giving that gold out as well to Fly. Not the worst thing in the world. To see him with early farm for more sustain. For early boots does feel great. You've got yourself a good start lined up already for the side of Nouns. Let's see if they can keep that aggression up once these lanes split into their standard configuration. Taking a look at that mid lane, of course, you've got Copy on that Timbersaw up against Ori on the Kunkka. As you mentioned, the Timbersaw does have play here. You have the Whirling Deaths to pressure, but I just feel like Tidebringer kind of allows Ori to slap back, even though the damage is lessened a little bit with a Whirling Death on top. It shouldn't put the Kunkka out too badly here. Rune control, not too important for either side. Maybe a little bit more for Copy to have a little bit more sustain true. I think Ori doesn't mind as long as he's got some form of HP regen on hand. Should be manageable for the Kunkka. It's going to be an interesting position once we reach the 4-6 minute mark, if that's a priority for either side. Doesn't feel like it. Bach getting run down.
Dropping pretty low. Bach in massive trouble now as Yuma right behind the tier 1 tower. Should have him. He'll get within the tree line and try to fog them out. Though Bach, one more hit will do it, but FY will slow them down with a blood grenade. They cannot actually finish the kill. Yuma still seems to be having a look around at an angle to see if he can secure the Lycan, but he cannot. So this is probably the strongest lane down tap. The CM Gyrocopter, definitely a lot of kill potential from these two. Bach finding out the hard way.
There's not much you can really do as a Lycan here. I mean, your wolves get run down by the flak. You've got really good AoE damage as well from Fly. Bach, it's going to need a few levels to really feel comfy here. At the same time, him surviving is a big deal. He gets to hit level 2, he gets the Feral Impulse.
Low. Top lane. Bit of a jump in here on Low, but he will be survived thanks to Qian Ming. Hunter and Lelis taking a lot of damage on their way out, but you saw another kind of initiation here from Nouns to secure a core kill on the side of Azure Ray, but it does not pan out.
I like that they're looking for all of these aggressive angles. They know they've got to get some early activity out, apply some pressure, prevent Azure Ray from getting that running start that they'd want to find here. Side of Nouns are doing a good job of just slowing down these lanes. Like even Ori in the mid. Again, the Whirling Death's now up to level 2. Ori can't do as much under a lot of pressure. The Tidebringer can only do so much as well. Whenever you're losing a ton of strength, it just takes away a lot of the bite on the Tidebringer. So every lane kind of feeling good for Nouns right now. You're not getting as much as you'd want, in particular for Bach. Like this lane for the Lycan, this start sets it up to be a pretty slow time. I don't expect the Dominator time to be held back too badly, but this is a running start for Yuma in comparison. Bach is just not able to do much. FY needs levels. He needs Avalanche tossed up ASAP, but even then, like he's not given the opportunity to try to just pull back and soak freely.
Yeah, it's going to be a very defensive style of lane here from FY, just trying to ensure that Bach does not get caught with his pants down. Luckily for Bach, he does have the creeps by the tier 1 tower, so a bit of free farm for him. Fly trying to get a pull off will not be able to do so. Well, looking back at that mid lane for a moment, Copy is having a pretty damn good time. 21 and 8, though I must say Ori is keeping up quite nicely with the 18 and 2 scoreline himself. Again, you are kind of relying on Copy to have a very good laning stage and kind of progress from there. It is going to be extremely important for him to start playmaking around that 15-minute mark or so. Water runes will spawn up. Copy will not be able to go for the top, and FY will be able to secure the bottom water rune. So no water runes here for the Timbersaw.
Yeah, not the biggest deal for Copy. Does have the empty bottle, but and has some regen on hand. Has the Sage Mask, at least for some mana. Arcane Boots not too far off. And that free harassment onto Ori is just massive, even without any tree line to play with. Level 3 Whirling Death now up. Once you've got 6 up on Copy, he gets it way ahead of Ori. That's going to be a kill threat on top of that Kunkka very early on. Now, if you've got the room from Azure Ray to rotate the supports in to really help that cause, your side lanes just don't feel strong enough.
Down the Lycan for a moment, but it seems like they just want to secure that Dark Troll Summoner. FY was rushing in just in case he needed to help out the Lycan. While Ori mid lane taking a fair bit of damage here from the Whirling Death of Copy, but not going to be in danger quite yet, though you are getting to that stage now where Copy can just kind of harass you out with that level 3 Whirling Death, and you can see Ori has to play quite carefully here as Copy going to try and go for the body blocks into the cooldown of the Whirling Death. Torrent will land with the X setup, and Ori just needs to run the hell away. Meanwhile, Bark does go down at bottom lane. A nice kill onto the Lycan as Ori is still just trying to get away from Copy in the meantime. Back down towards the bottom lane. FY now in danger as Yuma just going to chase him up on the gyrocopter. Rocket Barrage, he's out of vision and he will be just fine here, FY. Meanwhile, though, Ori, again, dropping very, very low, but is barely going to survive.
This off lane of Azure Ray is really the weakest link in this match so far. FY just hitting level 3 at this point where F4 flies already level 4 on CM. Level's just so important for the Tiny to blink timing as well. All of this is held back. Just the gyrocopter CM lane is way too much. Oh.
Gonna try and make the jump in on FY again. Yuma is being kind of harassed down here by Bark, and it seems as though Nouns will have to retreat now. Certainly the safe lane of Nouns doing very, very well in applying that pressure up against the Lycan. Even Ori rotating on the Kunkka to try and help out, but he will not really make it in time to do really anything.
Not really able to line up for a kill. Doesn't even have the boat up yet. Really early movement out. But he understands this time for Copy. Already level 6 on the Thermosaw. Has the Arcane Rune bottled up as well. A lot of kill potential onto that Kunkka if he's not too careful. And Nouns off to a very strong start. The only lane that's going pretty well for the side of Azure is Low's lane, which is somewhat to be expected for a Drow up against Doom. This Drow is going to need a lot of performance to compensate here.
Jump is out on Low. FY is going to show up now and just stop the gank completely with the Avalanche. Low still being chased down here by Gunner, getting quite low, but is still just trying to run. Lelis on the chase, giving the vision with the Shadow Poison stacks, and they will be able to secure the Drow. A very, very nice kill. Meanwhile, towards the north, Tianming is not out of danger either. In fact, he will be able to get away, just barely.
They're finding the big targets on Nouns. Slowing down Low, the one lane that was going decently well for the side of Azure Ray. Doesn't feel like they're going to have play. All of a sudden, Nouns just playing with the sprint for lanes. But how passive these cores are on Azure Ray. Like, they have such good supports, but how do you really connect with a Drow and Techies up against a Doom? Just way too durable in lane. Your Lycan getting run down early on, also just slowing down this level spike, slowing down this initial Dominator, not allowing FY to just soak up how he wants. They do isolate.
This little toss-back play. Yeah, sadly, for Lelis, he kind of jumped right into them. They'll miss the blast off here from Tianming, which makes the kill a little bit more awkward now as Lelis can just walk away.
Oh, no.
Oh, a bit of a whiffed opportunity here from Azure Ray. Tianming, I'm not sure how he mistimed that, but a bit off the mark.
Yeah, it was the blast off missing and even the sticky bomb not connecting. The sticky bomb came in as the toss was coming up. Just any of those landing would have given you enough damage to find that kill. And any kill is massive right now for Azure Ray with 0 on the board. Just a little bit more to inject onto Low would have done a lot of work. Still, side of Nouns. Again, 2K lead up. They've gotten this good start they're looking for. Tianming.
Going for a deny is going to make it. Very, very nice deny from Tianming. Gunner definitely thought he had a free kill there onto the Techies, but not quite.
Yeah, just forces them to clear out these stacks now, which should give Gunner that build up into the Veil that you tend to see on these Dooms. Free space still for Yuma, even left alone. There's just no solo kill threat from a Lycan. He does have level 6, but without the dominated creep, not as much of a threat onto Yuma at all. You're free to play your game on Nouns. 3-0, 2K up. For the side of Azure Ray, again, their spike feels like it comes out around maybe 20 to 25. Once you've got a couple of items up on the Drow, once you have something of a build-up into the Ags for Ori, maybe even just a Shard. They will try to rotate now with Ori with a smoke.
Yuma going to get X'd up. Torrent will be there. Boat will fly into Boot. Yuma really cannot do much about it apart from hope from some rotations, but it is not coming. A very nice rotation out from the side of Azure Ray is Copy. I'm going to try and trade here with Ori, but Ori just happily TPs away, and Copy can do nothing. No targets for him to chase down. That's a perfect gank from Azure Ray.
It's a great first kill to find. Finally slowing down Yuma, getting some activity out with your Kunkka, getting some of these connections lined up, giving Bach some gold just soak up from. Has the Dominator up, has a creep to play with, has some impact with the Shapeshift. They just need more. Right? Like this Lycan's gonna need a lot more. This Drow needs so much more space to go into the Dragonlance. Manta probably needs the Hurricane Pike this game. Could consider the Ags, although yeah, the Ags can feel really nice against the region you have later on. Oh, copy.
Lane. We'll find copy with a torrent, but it is still a Timber Saw. We'll be able to walk away scot-free, no problems here. Going back to Buck for a moment, I mean, even just with the helm of the Dominator, I think his farm should escalate quite fast and he should have a lot more impact now, especially against those tier 1 towers. Speaking of impact, there's a Veil of Discord now available here for Gunner. He could maybe think to get involved, but probably will just go for the Shivers Rush instead of bothering to get involved with these team fights. The tier 1 mid tower. They will use the siege creep to try and take this one down. FY trying to slow it down is probably going to give up his life, and he does.
And give that nice opening now for the side of Nouns to invade the triangle, set up some wards, play a little bit more aggressive across the river. And they're hitting these big timings on copy. The Eternal Shroud's going to be coming up in maybe about 2 minutes. So all those things we said about the Timbersaw not hitting those spikes, he is hitting those spikes regardless. And it's going to be a menace. You don't have any straightforward answers for this Timbersaw. Like, Drow doesn't particularly deal with that all too well with all the plus armor set of base. You don't quite have damage coming out from Bach yet. And you don't really have damage on Ori right now either. Your main damage is actually your supports in Avalanche Toss and the Blast Off and potentially Prox Mines from Chan Ming. And our supports don't even have 6, although they will find it soon. Lots of space to clear out the stacks here for Nouns. Easy farm and a nice 5k advantage to play with very early on. For Azure Ray, I mean, it's down to this investment. This investment in Bach, this investment in Low, it has to pay off. I mean, this Helm of the Overlord could be a big game changer for Bach with a right creep on hand, I suppose. Fly.
Fly will get jumped down the bottom lane. X him up, throw the Foreign out. Here comes Yuma. And Fly, falling very, very low, may just go down, and he does. Yuma does find a nice trade already.
Ooh.
Now Fly just pops the ulti, or he wants to get the hell out of there. He does not want a part of this now, he is gone.
Is under attack.
Oh boy, I mean, now they're just walking circles around Azure Ray. I mean, after such a dominant laning stage, here I was commenting on the drafts here, John, but I'll tell you what, Nouns, they're proving me very wrong.
I like seeing this from Nouns. Again, they just play aggressive with their draft. They played at this early timing that Azure Ray is not ready for with their cores. And just run down. They can't even kill off Fly. Like, that was the boat being thrown out, being committed. No burst damage on hand here for Azure Ray. They lose a tier 1 tower for their trouble as well. 6-1, 6k lead. I mean, it's disconcerting. It's disheartening for the side of Azure Ray when you can't even pick off the Crystal Maiden. And it's not like she has anything highly durable as well outside of, like, the magic wand. There's just no damage. You got this opportunity for the smoke swing around onto the gate as well. Only Chan Ming showing, but if you can just keep feeding off these kills.
Why the hell not? Chan Ming gonna try for a blast off, but with the frostbite there, he cannot really hope to get out, though gets the blast off in time. But Fly's got another frostbite. Copy will happily take another kill on the Timber. Slow is forced to rush away here on the Drow and just leave this area to farm. Go ahead further up north and hope for better. But Nouns again, not relenting on the aggression whatsoever, and that's exactly what you wanted to see. And Yuma is getting the freest farm of his life.
Yeah, this Drow Copper is just having a free ride into the Ags. Already has that early Crystallis. The timings are lining up. Comparison, Low is just so far behind. Low, Ori, and Bach are all significantly behind in the core-to-core comparison. Top tier 1 falls to Gunner, to 300 gold away from full Shivas with a recipe. I don't know what you do about this right now on the side of Azure Ray. This blink timing in FY could help to open the game up a little bit more. Maybe the Ags and Ori as well, but that's way further off. It really kind of hinges on this Tiny getting blink. If you can start to isolate a little bit better without putting yourself in the firing line as hard, maybe you can start to, find these kills on the fly, isolate out Lelis, feed off these supports, and try to equalize the game that way. But it's not an easy game to kind of consider all of that. You've got Bach inching towards that Helm of the Overlord, just about 300 gold off. So you will have that added utility from the Ancient Creep at least, maybe some more laning pressure to consider a siege. Still Nouns off with a smoke. If they find anything juicy.
They're going to see FY, who's getting quite close to the blink, but it seems like he's going to be a little bit further away after this kill. Homing Missile will follow him all the way for old FY. Understanding what he needs to assist his team in getting a few kills, but is going to have to be delayed once again.
I guess it's overall still better than your cores dropping, but that blink timing stall out again is... It's going to hold back the activity for Azure Ray just that much longer. It just doesn't feel like Azure Ray's lineup has play. Like, Overlord is there on Bach once he unlocks his Hump to Dom. Again, that's active. I don't know who you connect with that. You've got the full Ags up now for Yuma. His farm pace, which is already good, is just going to escalate more. Going for the BKB into the full Daedalus next. Nothing to stop him. No one crossing the river here from the side of Azure Ray to spot out the triangle. They don't have the control for that. They have some good mines being built up by Chun Ming, but it's not really informational mines. It's just to cut off the push. They're just stalling out any sort of pressure from Nouns, which honestly isn't really even stopping them at all. At least the creep wave will die, but it's about all you could hope for.
Yeah, Bach sending Wolves out to try and scout out exactly where Nouns are to boot. Nouns looking just right for the Roshan now. I mean, they're just so far ahead. Ags up with the Chrysalis on Yuma. Right into the Roshan pit they go, and if you're Azure Ray, you could think about trying to contest this, but chances are it would be a very, very bad idea. They probably have no idea it's even happening, to be fair.
Yeah, they don't really have control over their top area. At least the forward port by Roche. Roshan not going to take too long. And with a secondary life, Yuma should just be confident to play in. Could start to think about these tier 2s. Shrink the map even further for the side of Azure Ray. All Azure Ray can do is just kind of stand back, cut their losses right now. Play this farm game. And just stall out, which is, again, almost reminiscent of what happened to them in game 1 here for Azure Ray. Except the playstyle of Nouns right now is very reminiscent of Azure Ray in game 2. Not the highest kills, they're working their pressure well, they're playing to their advantage off the back of strong laning starts. And they just kind of smother out Azure Ray this time.
Doing a very good job of it here now. You do have a blink up on FY now, so you do have that toss-back potential from the Tiny, but even that I don't think is going to be quite enough. You are hoping perhaps a fight by your tier 2 towers, if not high ground, to try and really abuse that blink timing. Nouns are going to go for a smoke up. Perhaps they can make something on this. Through the mid lane they go. They'll head into that dire triangle, but nobody is farming that area right now from Azure Ray. MOUZ is, however, on the far eastern side of the map, but he will run back towards his base. Like, he even pops the silence just in case. So it seems like Azure Ray are very well aware that there was a gank incoming. And Nouns, they will find nothing with this smoke.
They do get to assert control over the triangle. They plant some good wards. They could set it up again for a little bit of a tier 2 push on the bot side if they so wished here. Still have some of that smoke remaining. I mean, some of the Azure Ray are starting to zoom back in onto mid. Could try to play with some. I mean, they've got the blink up on Gunner with a full Shivas. And they've got the blink Eternal Shroud. Oh, Poppy.
They'll see jumping immediately, just jumping in. No hesitation. Free kill here for Gunner. They won't try for the tier 2 mid tower yet, but it seems like Yuma wants the bottom tier 2 tower. Why the hell not? There's nothing to stop them.
No. Age is still up for 3 minutes. Find more?
They do find Copy.
Oh?
They have found Copy. Copy by himself, completely and utterly on the opposite side of the map, gives his life away to Bach. Oh, I don't know about that. That sounds like a bad idea.
That is a pretty big swing for the side of Azure Ray. We were talking about them finding pickoffs and stuff to supports. Finding a core kill like that changes the tone. You have to still respect some of that presence here of Azure Ray. It's going a little bit too far forward. A little bit overly confident here for Copy. I mean, the reactive armor is nice and all, but your base armor is 5. Like, the first few hits from low just completely destroy you. So, and it takes so long to build up those reactive armor stacks. It's weird. Like, you'd normally consider Timbersaw to be a pretty decent way to counteract Drow, but But how long it takes to get to your full stacks of reactive now, it doesn't feel that way. I mean, he just melted there.
Feel very technical. Have a bit of jumping onto Tianming. Tianming going for a run, but they have got the Demonic Purge out, and they've got the secure here with Fly. A nice, easy pick-off here for Nouns once again. They do seem to notice Low and FY around that tier 2 mid tower as well, but they are not going to dive too far deep. Copy, I say that, he is going to try and go after FY, but FY does manage to barely blink away.
The Aegis time has dwindled down a bit. You'd really want to find a tier 2 for yourself here on Nouns, just to maximize this Aegis, shrink the map a little bit further away from Azure Ray. Yuma's still focusing on that mid. Looks like he should be able to find that at the least. Probably not much more on the Aegis. All things considered for Azure Ray, considering this game state, only losing one tier 2 during Aegis time is a pretty decent spot to be in, considering how badly this game is going for you right now. Full BKB up for Yuma though. Additional protection from the jump in. Not going to be as worried about, say, Ori and this Ags timing that's going to be coming out soon on the Kunkka. They've got a lot more play to go into that timing here for Nouns.
I'm not tormenting here on Azure, right? Going to get it, no problems. The shards of Tianming, that reactive taser upgrade. I say upgrade, I personally hate that shards quite a lot, but could come in handy, especially with the Lycan just rushing it.
I think it's a decent shard. It's disruptive. Does damage. You know,
Sure.
300 damage at level 1, that's pretty good, right?
That's 15.
For 60 mana, you know?
Okay, okay. I appreciate you reaching here, Jonathan. I respect it.
Wondering what Bach goes for next. Going for the BKB, so just gonna go right to front line. There's that Ags we've been talking about for Ori. The full Torrent Storm up. You only have the one BKB on Yuma. So this is gonna hold back Gunner and Copy quite nicely here at the very least. See if it's disruptive enough for the next few team fights. 10-2. The lead has shrunken down just a little bit to 7k. All things considered, that gap isn't growing any wider right now. For now, and so Azure are keeping themselves at the same farm pace at least.
They're going for a smoke. Oh, they really want to try and abuse this Kunkka Ags, I believe. We'll make them move in. You may not want a full 5v5 team fight. Just a bit of a pick-off here for Azure would be more than enough. The Wolves will scared out on all. They're going to see Yuma. That is a big target. He has a BKB up, but the rush is there. Bach, he's going to pop the Lycan form. They just jump the Gyrocopter immediately. The BKB finally going to come off. Do they have the damage? Bach is chasing Yuma down. Yuma in huge trouble. But Creeps as well, just following him down. The Gyrocopter still trying to get his way out, but Bach's got him. Bach has got him. Ori, though, may go down, but it's going to be a great fight for Azure Ray. They are cleaning up off the back of this Ags. I'll tell you what, it was a fantastic jump from FY, just going right onto that Gyrocopter, and he lost 3/4 of his HP before he even got the BKB off.
That's what needs to happen every single time for Azure Ray. And again, it's just down to this timing, right? The Ags is there. They only have the one BKB on the Gyrocopter. None of the other cores can kind of deal with that. The Torrent Storm didn't even really come on. I don't think it was even a factor there at all. Just the Torrent. It's just the damage, the chase down, the isolation that you can get with a tiny toss back and with a rundown that Lycan can provide. They're still in it. They shrink that lead down to just 2k now for Nouns.
Gunner? Oh, Gunner. He's got a BKB up. It's a bit of a confident jump, but he'll at least find the creep for himself. Takes the Black Dragon away. Meanwhile, Lelis is still having a hunt around that the Wolves will scout him out. But Azure Ray not willing to give up the lead they just got. They will just go for a run and reset and come back another time. I mean, this is exactly what they want. Just one good team fight. And now their drafts are pretty much on parity.
That they are. You've got the Hurricane Pike flying out now for Low. You've got a BKB set for Bach. You've got, looks to be a Bloodstone coming out for Ori as well. And so we're going to have a lot of regen on hand with Torrent Storm flying around. You've got your tools to kind of play your game getting ready here. And this is where it gets maybe a little bit more challenging for Nouns as the game goes on. Like trying to play the same gank style up against techies for the mines. It got to get a little bit tougher. I like that they've been smoking up and just using the Wolves forward as you tend to for Bach, getting that information first to isolate these targets. It just makes it so hard for Nouns right now. And we'll see if they can start taking these fights on their own terms. I don't think they want to play counter initiation like this. They need to be the ones jumping in first. Oh.
Gunner will jump in first here. Gunning. Don't blast off. Poppy will be there just in time to ensure he does take him out. Meanwhile, on the other side, though, Low trying to pick up Fly. Fly's going to pop the ulti here. Try to dissuade them, and he will actually survive. Very nice.
Yeah, that's worthwhile. I mean, just not giving away free kills onto Bach. Again, every single one counts right now for Azure Ray, considering the net worth differences. The ultimate in exchange for his life. Pretty fair trade. Side of Nouns still maintaining a 3k lead, so growing back just a little bit from the last time. But side of Azure Ray, again, they're not out of it. This is game 3 in a best of 2 in a Swiss system for group stage. Every series counts. A win here can set you up maybe better down the line, and just makes your journey in Wallachia that much easier. They're not going to be slowing down anytime soon. Going for the full Lincoln's Next and Low, some protection from, say, the Doom here, even the Disruption and the Demonic Purge that Lelis has.
Dire's top tower.
Not too far off for Low, into the Shard as well. That Glacier is really key to boosting up that damage on this Drow Ranger. It just makes it so much easier to play, so much easier to find a good position for
Dire's
yourself.
top tower.
Roshan in a minute. Both sides are kind of setting up in the general area. Some good vision from Azure Ray to watch that, from Nouns to watch the top area. We'll see if they consider going through the gate for that one.
Is under attack.
They will just pressure tier 2s for now.
Radiant structure.
Again, you still have a Lycan, so the push pace can go quite fast here.
Yeah, it's kind of an absolute win for Azure Ray if they get away with this. Considering the state of the game the way it was just about 5-6 minutes ago. Tier 2 bottom tower going to go down. They'll have time to defend the top tier 2 if they really want, or they could try to pressure high ground for a little bit. And it seems like they're going to go the high ground route. Force Nouns back to their own base is the objective. As Gunner is going to rotate. Tier 3 tower already losing a fair bit of HP. We'll just look to retreat. That's all Azure Ray wanted. Just force Nouns back. They'll TP back up towards the top lane now. They'll have Roshan priority once it does respawn, and it respawns right about now.
Yeah, they've got room to take care of that vision as well. Tianming setting that up for the side of Azure Ray. Instant smoke out from Nouns. They're on a good intercept course. They still have forward vision here. They smoke under that ward. Nouns, they can hunt this down.
Certainly can. Can they get the fight they wanted? Nouns wrapping around the long way underneath their own vision. Low, he's going to run right into them. Low, he'll force stuff away for now, but they've got the control. The draw is gone. FY will follow. Nouns chasing for a little bit more. Azure Ray just running as fast as they possibly can. Tianming trying to set up the mine traps here up against Gunner. Tianming still trying to get through the twin gates. Will make it out. But Gunner is on the chase. He wants more. So I don't know if it's well advised, Gunner. There's a lot of mines around that area, sir. The BKB will save for now, but Gunner may have just got a bit too far. Oh, Gunner gets a little bit too excited. It won't matter too much, though, as they do have priority over Roshan once again here now.
They still get the rush control. It's just so dicey that they have to cover all of these angles. And that's from Nouns camping that top area for so long. They didn't expect the cliff ward. They only spotted out the ward by the gate. They get punished. Secondary life up now for Yuma. Full Daedalus up on the gyrocopter. Low, the one to break that smoke. Just not the right here at the rear, but you know, feeling protected. They feel like they've scouted out the one big ward. There was still more vision for them to have to take care of. 14-6, 5k lead bouncing back in here for Nouns. With that Aegis, they can consider cleaning up the rest of the outer towers, maybe even look at high ground off the back of one good pickoff. And for Azure Ray, they're not out of it, but this game just, again, got a little bit more challenging again. After what looked like an even back and forth. They're going to be playing on the back foot for a little bit, and that secondary life on the gyro. They have to be careful. And it's the vision game. It was just Nouns getting a good read off the teleport back, knowing that why would they just poke high ground like that and retreat? It's for Roshan. So they just had a good read on Azure Ray, and again, they had the ward set up for that fight.
Tianming will go for a bit of a run. The Okay, but we'll save him for now. The Lilith is going to be able to spot him out eventually. He does cancel the TP. But Tianming doing his best to just continue pushing out that bot wave and not allow Nouns the space they're looking for. Will give up his life for it. Mind too much. It is just the position 5.
Biggest loss. Does give a little bit of info as to where Nouns is hanging around as well. So Azure Ray can just use this time to try to build back up. Bach is going back for a Deso on the Lycan, which I don't mind it too much. At the same time, it's like, what other you have? Looks like you have so many other options. Like AC, perhaps help you survive through the gyrocopter damage, gives you some minus armor as well. I suppose just for the sake of pushing and split pushing, this can open up some possibilities to try to rat out onto tier 2s, onto tier 3s for Bach. And again, I guess considering how they've been playing and where the success has been coming in, it's off the back of these isolated shapeshift tossback plays. So just helping to melt some of these heroes faster can make a big difference.
Allow me to translate what Bach's trying to do here, but very simply. Bach is saying, I need to carry this game, I believe. So, low last team fight, you saw him get blown up first. Bach's like, if that happens again, I'm going to beat him.
It could be the way to go. Yeah, I mean, it could pay off. Again, it also allows for a little bit of a quicker push onto the high ground, which does feel like they need to capitalize on any openings they find on Azure Ray. They find themselves on that high ground again. Nouns still have a lot of time on that Aegis, 2.5 minutes left. Got more than enough time to just melt through some of these tier 2s, some of these last few outer towers for Azure Ray. Azure Ray, for their part, not interested in fighting into the Aegis. Perhaps FY could start to find some boss backs, but now it's also start to play it a little bit safer overall. And the side of Azure Ray, well, they're actually sneaking out with a smoke into the Aegis. See if it pans out or if it's just a warding run.
A bit scary, maybe just looking for a bit of a pick-off. They've got vision on Fly with the Wolf. Fly, you kind of understand how they are looking into him. In fact, no, FY, he'll jump onto the Doom, but it was just a toss-up. He did not toss Gunner back. The wards are down, and Azure Ray, they'll count their blessings, they lose nothing. They will run their way out of it. I mean, Nouns are still looking to try and go high ground here, but I think you have to be very cautious. But the tossbacks is certainly going to be a problem. I mean, even Low now has a full Lincoln Sphere up, so the Doom is not going to be quite as easy to land here from Gunner. I think Nouns understand. They'll just continue the farm game for now. No need to rush.
Well, they get the free shard as well for Low. So the Glacier on the high ground defense can make a world of difference here for the Drow Ranger in terms of just holding that position, getting some good damage out as well. Can focus that gold elsewhere now. Always useful considering how far behind you are right now on Azure Ray. Going for the Daedalus, just some damage here for Low. Full Bloodstone out on Ori. Going into the BKB, so he's got some sustain with the Torrent Storm, with the Ghost Ship, and the Tidal Wave flying around. There's a lot of regen you can't expect there. Satanic fully up now though on Yuma. So his sustain game's also up. Don't have anything like, say, Drow Ags. That's not something they're looking for anytime soon. That Deso we've been talking about on Bach is up and running. You got a little bit more damage to play with on that chase down if they get that isolation. It's all down to that. Feels like all the pressure is on FY. Find that opening, get the toss back, provide that opportunity for Bach to get that burst play, and then just go from there. Easier said than done.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, you do have plenty of time for the next Roshan. Like, there's 3 minutes at least till we even find out when Roshan is going to respawn. So I think if you're Azure Ray, you're looking to completely avoid any team fights till then. Nouns, it's going to be a question of whether they want to try and force a fight or force high ground. Looks like they are going to look towards that tier 2 bottom tower at the very least, but that's not the biggest deal for Azure Ray to lose here. It's only a 6k advantage. Like, it's going to be very easy to swing that advantage if you do get given this few minutes to farm up as the dire end of things. We shall see. Yuma, to be fair, is farming his own Swift Link now, and of course that is going to be a big problem for Azure Ray once he does has that up. In fact, Gunner, he has found Low. Low's going to go for a run. Gunner does pop his BKB, and Low has been left behind.
Aye. That's not the way you'd want that to go for Azure Ray. Drow should not be your sacrificial lamb, but out of position. Great read again from Nouns to get that chase down. instantly finding some punishment. And Azure Ray again held back. 2 minutes till Roche at the very least, until we see the respawn timer. And Low will be around by then, but with your big core down, it's an opening for Nouns. Instantly aggressively smoke up. They've still got Doom ready. They can try to think about that high ground off another kill, setting themselves up for it.
Right now without the drone, certainly feels like a pretty good time to try and make the plays happen here if you are Nouns. Slowly but surely, they'll start chipping away at that tier 3 tower, but it is a very slow process. Azure Ray just waiting for Low to respawn, and there you go, there's a Doom out. They found Ori with the Doom. That's a big target to take down, and he is gone. Bark, he'll rush in onto Fly. He'll try to get something done. Though Bark is completely surrounded, he'll pop his BKB and run for it. Meanwhile, here comes Ori. Here comes Low. They want the fight now, but Gunner's just going to BKB TP out, and they get nothing for their trouble. A buyback from Ori amounts to nothing. Nouns, they get away with murder once again.
They take away big tools from the side of Azure Ray. A buyback for Ori holding back this BKB that he really needs to hold his front. And they did force out Doom, but with the Octarine up and Gunner, it's not the longest cooldown any longer. Can just reset a little bit, go for that next fight. Azure Ray, they feel the pressure with the buyback. They need to make something happen. They're gunning for a smoke, but they don't have the forward vision to kind of sustain this. See if any openings come out here. If they lose Ori again, this might just be the end game.
Definitely could be.
Tower is under attack.
Props to Nouns have been very good at just target selection throughout these fights. We saw Gunner just had no hesitation as soon as he saw that Conker. More than happy to jump in. A smoke on smoke, right into that Radiant Triangle. Copy's going to be scouted out, but he's got help right behind him. FY's going to jump in, but the Yule set for in fact a Wind Waker. Copy's going to be just fine, and now the two-man stun. Gunner, what an initiation! They found Low again! Low's trying to run. He'll run towards the west of the map. He'll have to just fight back now, but he is trapped on his own glacier. Copy will take him down. How do you fight this one as Azure Ray? The answer is you don't. There goes FY. Bark's going to try and run. Copy will take down Tian Ming. And Bark, he'll continue trying to run as a wolf, but the homing missile will follow him all the way up. The wolf form about to wear off. He's forced to pop his BKB to run, and he might just make it. But it's 3 down for the price of nothing. Another huge win for Nouns.
That's their ticket to high ground if they wanted it. They could try to force out some buybacks. Respawns are still fairly short. Roshan's still a minute and a half away. They managed to force everything out from the side of Azure Ray. No shapeshift, no BKB is the big one. Sure, Doom is down, but again, with the Octarine, it's not that long for Gunner to wait out. Already forcing the Fortify out. Yuma changing gears onto the top. Should be able to find this objective. What can he do here on Azure Ray? Like, this Drow is just not doing anything. The rundown is there from Nouns. It doesn't feel like they're able to cover all the bases here. And I'll be frank, you know, I know there's a reason for the Desolator and Bach, but it just doesn't feel like that damage is great. You don't have any stacks up on Bach. He's not been able to find any kills with the Deso. Might have you been better off with, say, even a Harpoon here? Perhaps, just to keep that chase. Still, again, if they get the opportunity for a procedure on the high ground, it can still pan out, but for now, the itemization doesn't feel like it's lining up just yet. Roche in half a minute now. Azure Ray fully spawned back in, so they can try to take a fight. But this feels like a freebie for Nouns at this point, into that next Aegis at the very least.
It's very, very tough now for Azure Ray. See, the Ancient Guardian picked up here by the Drow, just kind of preparing for the high ground attempt from Nouns. Of course, that's the second or third fight in a row now where Low has been caught first, which is becoming a real big problem on the side of Azure Ray. You see, they were going for a gank attempt and they thought that they had one on their own, but the Drow maybe just requires a little bit more patience to show herself. Props to Nouns for always finding the jump though. Roshan going down for free, of course. Azure Ray have really no hope in trying to contest this. It is gone.
3 Ags as well for Copy. Max stacked. Not going to even be threatened by Low. FY.
Away, he was just trying to push out the bot wave and get a bit of damage onto that tier 3 tower. It is probably going to cost his own life, because he doesn't actually pop the Yule Scepter for that homing missile. Wouldn't have mattered anyway, to be fair. Yeah, another easy pick off here for Nouns.
Azure Ray just starting to lack options. You've got the Nullifier coming out for Bach. There's some counterplay for that Wind Waker that Copy has been really leveraging here quite nicely at the very least. And some Dispel for the barrier on the reactive armor active with Yags. So some tools to help you out here on the side of Azure Ray. It still feels like this BKB has to come in from Ori for you to really be comfortable. And more damage on low. It just feels lacking at the moment in terms of just trying to burst down anyone on the side of Nouns at the moment. 40 minutes in, 21 to 6. Nouns with a 24k lead, nice and comfy now. Win probability is 88% the way of Nouns. Been Nouns favored for the entire match. A little bit of bounce here and there, but hasn't really left their control in this game. And Azure Ray, I mean, they still hold their high ground, to be fair, and this is up against techies with prox mines. Tianming is kind of setting up to try to make it a nightmare at least, so there is that.
Gotta do what you gotta do. Might not look pretty, but it's what needs to be done here by Azure Ray to give them the chance back into this game. We saw it earlier, one good team fight. They could make their way back quite easily, but you need that good team fight to go your way. Right now, Nouns are making it absolutely impossible. Oh, even the Divine Rapier queued up here by Yuma. He's just taking zero chance. So I say that. The Divine Rapier may give a chance away to Azure Ray if it is given back the other way, but we'll have to wait and see if Yuma does actually pick that one up.
Yeah, it could be one of those players that just likes queuing it up. We've been baited multiple times before. These kinds of players. I would like him to commit, but it feels almost unnecessary. Doesn't feel like they need any more damage. A little bit of a chase up top. FY should be able to make his way out. Gunner not able to keep up. We've got the refresh on Gunner, by the way, so double Doom is ready, double BKB. Even the double War Stomp is pretty massive. Got a lot of play on hand right now for Nouns. And Azure Ray, I think their best play now is to toss back into these mines, Mike. That's the play now.
My favorite part of Dota. That's the kind of stuff I live for.
Sicko.
Jump in, F-White, that's an illusion. And he will recognize it immediately, not wasting the toss back into the mines. The problem is they are probably pretty aware on now that there is a bunch of mines on the high ground, and hence just sending the illusions in, just to get rid of those immediately.
You know what they need? Techies Ags into the toss. Once the minefield's active, toss them around. There you go. That's your play.
The first time I built Ags on techies, I placed the mine, the sign down, they literally walked into it and laughed at it. They all chatted at me, Jonathan. So what are you going to do now? We're not moving.
Yeah.
It was horrifying. I never bought it again.
Yeah, but if you can force them to move, like you've got Tidal Wave, right? Tidal Wave them across the minefield sign. Toss them back across the minefield sign. I'm not even memeing. I think you have to find some ways to actually do this high ground outside of just toss back into prox mines. Like a little bit more on top of that does help massively.
Oh, I completely agree with you on that point, Jonathan. I think that might actually be the only way. You know what would have been another way, John? You can see it on Bark's Lycan right now. The Necro. You see how they've got the cosmetic there? Little book dangling off the Lycan? God, I missed that item. That was a great item. Yeah, it was a great item.
And maybe we'll hit 60 minutes. And we'll get the Book of the Dead. Will you be happy at that point, Mike? You want a 60 minutes?
Yes, I will, John.
Okay.
Yes, I will.
Let's do it. 60
That's
minutes.
what we need to see my boys back, then so be it.
We'll see if we actually hit that point. We're 43 minutes in. Still a ways off. Free shard for Bach. So the wolves go out. A little bit of free push, but at this point, it's probably just free gold for the side of Nouns.
Oh, Gunner.
Oh.
Gonna find FY. Nice cheeky kill here for Gunner. Yeah, FY could try to walk his way out, and he will give it a crack at the TP attempt. Oh, Gunner's got it. Nice.
Cost him one Doom, but he's got refresh and Octarine. Again, doesn't matter too much. Cooldowns aren't too long. FY is just doing what he can to try to find a site of Vice. It's so close, it's so far. Aegis at least fades away now. You don't have to worry about the secondary life on Yuma. But you can't really do much either right now in Azure Ray. You're playing the high ground simulator. You're just stuck in base. There's the harpoon for Bach being formed up now. I'll have a way to try to pin someone down, drag them a little bit closer. There's the harpoon for Bach being formed up now. I'll have a way to try to pin someone down, drag them a little bit closer. Which also, I guess, kind of works with Minefield Sign, if you find it.
If they do. I mean, for now, Jianming's just going for a 4-staff, so maybe he could just 4-staff them into the minefield.
That works too. I'd be happy with that. It's not. I mean, we're acting like there's a Minefield Sign. It's not there for Jianming.
No.
Maybe someday.
But, level 25, plus 2 damage. Then Yuma buys Divine Rapier, feeds it to Jianming. Right? Think about it, Jonathan. I'm cooking here.
No. 252 damage. Why get the Divine? You need a Moonshard first. Okay, get your build priority in order. Moonshard and then Divine.
It's Yuma's Divine I'm talking about though, Jonathan. In fact, Yuma does unqueue it, so never mind. Unfortunately.
Yeah, going for the AC. Nice safe play against the Drow. Icky. The Divine is the gamer's choice. The gamer's breakfast. As Azure Ray is very well aware of what happens when you have 5 Divines in the game. 7 Divines. I don't know how many Divines were in that game. A lot of Divines.
That was a lot of Divines. Enough Divines that nobody cared about the Divines anymore.
They just left them there. That's the most traumatic thing you can see as a Dota player.
Yeah.
No one caring. It's just some nice mines.
Good gameplay here from Jan. It's mining the whole damn thing. Is it going to matter? I don't know.
I think it does. It does matter, you know. You don't really have that many illusions to play with to try to clear out. So one toss, and suddenly now until realize why Azure Ray love long games just like G2IG do. See if it gets to that point. Look at them. They're just smoked up in their high ground to mine. For Jianming, at least.
I'm so confused by this ancient Rumble Hide that's just following low. Like, what? Accuracy increase plus 51%. But what does it even mean?
Evasion Pierce, but there's no evasion to worry about, is there?
Maybe. Who decided it's 51%? Like, why 51?
This is so it's worthwhile picking it up. 50 sounds like, oh, it's just a coin flip. At least 51, it's like slightly better than a coin flip, statistically. I guess?
You sound like a gambler, John. the ratio is good, boys. We can't lose.
No, absolutely not. 51% of the time works every time. It's gotta mean something.
It's fun as well because he had once he builds the glacier, once he presses the glacier button, the little ancient Rumble Hide just sits on top as well, which is actually kind of cool because it's almost thematic, isn't it?
I suppose. I mean, the attack speed bonus, I guess, is really what you're doing there, right? But the accuracy is funny. And I don't know. It's like Drow is a pet. Roshan, 12 seconds away. 33k net worth lead. High ground is truly Dota's finest challenge, Mike.
Sound very excited, Jonathan.
Oh, I'm so excited. Very thrilled. The Trilla in Manila, as they say.
You'd be so toxic, John. How dare you? Just because you can't play like these guys? That doesn't mean they can't, you know? Well, here we go. Azure Ray, they've smoked up. Here comes the action.
We've got the Sight of Vice and FY. It'd be a nice big reveal. They find the right target.
Problem is, Nouns seem to be very well aware that the smoke was happening. They do retreat, and in fact, now they counter smoke. Again, they are the ones with the 34k advantage, so it is going to be a pretty difficult fight for Azure Ray if they can't find the target they really want to start with. Gunnar has been making it very, very hard by just blinking into anyone he sees. Plus, Yuma almost just feels unkillable with the BKB Satanic right now. FY may get spotted. Smoke will be broken, a nice blink away, but they've got the chase, they've got the lockdown. I mean, FY could hope for some backup, but I don't really see it happening. And it will not. He is gone. Don't worry. We'll deal with the torrent, but it's going to be a bit of a harassment. Ark actually pushing in the bottom tier 3 tower, now needs to run with his BKB with the Wind Waker. Going to catch him out. Ark's still trying to run. Can he do it? I don't think so. Has a bit more time with the wolf form. He does get the bounties.
It's the small victories. It's the small victories. And that tier 3, like you mentioned, it's gone. So they actually siege the high ground first on Azure Ray. Oh my god. It's one of those games again for Azure Ray. They've done it. They take the first tier tree. This Deso finally pays off.
Oh, in 11 minutes, Jonathan, the whole game changes. I'm telling you right now, the Necro book comes out, the whole game's over, I guarantee it. Mark my words. The Necro book is coming, boys. Copy. Oh, copy! He's alright. In fact, maybe he's not. The X-Pack is there. Can they burst down the Timbersaw? The disruption will save for now. Copy, he's going to be just fine. Meanwhile, Gunner jumped in, but is forced to BKB and run. The Torrent Storm is locking down quite a couple. The Gyrocopter Yuma, he needs a way out, and he does just casually walk out. As here comes Copy again, trying to go after Tianming, but Tianming's going to be just fine. The X-Pack on a Copy, though. They've got the Timbersaw locked down once again. Copy, he's going to pop his BKB and just get the hell out of there. Nobody will die. Everybody survives. But honestly, that's kind of a win for Azure Ray, right? Because now the BKBs are down and you don't want to go high ground.
Yeah, they won't go high ground. No, not with those mines, Mikey. All these beautiful mines from Tianming. Help me, please. I feel the pain of Nouns. And Azure Ray, I know they're cackling in joy.
Don't even pretend you didn't want this. Right before we started, you were telling me how much you wanted, what was it, G2IG versus Xtreme Gaming?
Yeah,
have the longest game in history.
This could go long. You know what? Now that we're at 50 minutes, let's go all the way. 100-minute game. Let's go. This is going to make everyone at the studio happy. This is what we all want. We want 100 minutes now. Azure Ray, deliver. Get the goods going. Get some divines up.
I can feel the whole production team smiling at the prospect of that.
If we were at studio, our producer would walk up, slap us in the head like that, and then just go out. He wouldn't even stay and talk that. He'd just slap her head.
Just to... Our producer has confirmed as such. John actually slapped himself at the back of the head, just to confirm, by the way. I don't know why he did that, because the cameras aren't on. But
there's not much in there, Mikey. Don't you worry. Roshan, for the nth time, going the way of Nouns. They've got the banner and a refresh. Triple Dooms perhaps coming out for Gunner. Maybe just hand that off to Yuma or Copy. It doesn't matter at this point as well. 24-6.
Can I just say?
Yes.
I really don't like this Roshan banner. I don't see what the point of this banner.
It's really weird because it's a not intangible amount of a buff. At the same time, it's pretty boring. It does make AFK pushes better. I feel like it would be a lot better if it didn't break trees, right? Like you hide it in a tree line, get the buff going. I think that makes it a lot better, but maybe it's too strong at that point. You know, it's like when what was that nightmarish item? Wraith Pack was made. Right? The only solution was to remove it. So they're trying to avoid making this like Wraith Pack for creeps.
Oh, they've got the gyro! Oh, they've got the gyro! Oh boy, the Aegis is down already. Hold on a minute here, Jonathan. At least Yuma has not lost his real life. It's not two dire straits yet. It's now FY going to get jumped here by Copy. They'll find something for their trouble. They've lost the Aegis, and that might mean high ground gets delayed once again.
Good. You don't have to worry about the Tiny with the tossbacks at the least.
Not yet.
That was really isolated from you and just a little bit too far forward. Great isolation from Azure Ray. And they could try. There is buyback on FY though. With a tossback, you might not want to anyway, without that protection of Aegis. So what, do we get another 7 to 10 minutes? 7 to 12 minutes here? Maybe we hit that. What if everyone got Book of the Dead? What if we got a 5-man Book of the Dead? How excited are you, Michael Fields?
Don't excite me, Jonathan. You know how excited I get when I say that. I've said it for years now. Just everyone buy Book of the Dead. Everyone. Here we go. Nouns, they maybe want to pressure. Force the buyback out from their line. Low, you've got to get the hell back. Low. Oh, they're in the mines, but Low is in huge trouble, and Low is gone. Gunner is going to be attacked here by Bark. Bark trying to abuse the harpoon against the Doom, but it's going to do no good. Can they go high ground off the back of this? There are still buybacks available. It seems like the answer should be yes. They're going to give it a crack. They'll try to get the buybacks out from Low and F1. Jump is there. Copy. He's right into the mine. He does not give a crap. Oh, Copy! Copy! What are you doing? Copy, no! Copy! Oh well, at least it's not Copy's debut stream, right?
No, it's not. That was bound to happen. It's been how many minutes, Copy? How long have we been here? Those mines were there, my friend. You had no BKB.
Think, Copy, think.
Well, that's our free ticket to the next Roche, and that's a ticket into tier 5s. It's time to tier craft 5 Book of the Dead.
Was there ever any doubt? Listen, I'm telling you right now, I've been saying for the past 15 minutes, Barker's gonna get it, Azure Ray's gonna turn the game. You mark my words. I've said it so many times.
This is so wacky.
You hate it. I can see how upset you are on your face. You look very, very upset. If you can see a replay of Copy just doing something. I'm not sure what the idea was here, Copy.
He wanted to play Minesweeper, and he accidentally flagged the wrong tile, and all the mines went off. That's it.
Unlucky. Never made that mistake myself in Minesweeper, I'll just add. I have a perfect record on Minesweeper.
Understand in this game, it's quite impressive. 26-7, 39k up, and they haven't lost a tier 3 yet. They still have their tier 3. They were the ones to take the first tier 3 here on Azure Ray. Now it's...
I love this game.
I love this game. This is a treat. This is definitely a treat. Just give us 5 Book of the Dead, please. That's the next order here. Grab, please. Does someone dial in on Grab for Azure Ray into the PGL Studios? 5 Books of the Dead. Thank you very much. Sorry, it's not Grab. You remember what it was? What did we use over there?
I can look it up right now. I've still got the app. It was a great app. Not sponsored.
I know, but it was like, there was like
It's
Bolt.
called Bolt.
Yeah.
Bolt.
Just order it on Bolt right now. 5 Book of the Dead. Thank you.
Hashtag not sponsored.
But hashtag PGL Wallachia on your Twitter.
Wallachia, Jonathan.
Wallachia.
You correct my pronunciation,
Yes.
and now you're saying good.
Yes, I don't know how to speak my tongue. You know, sometimes the feeling gets lost and I don't know what. It's numb.
Are you talking about your life or you?
Every single facet.
Here we go. Nouns, you know they want to go higher ground before the 16 minute mark, right? You don't want to risk. They want to go. But without Roshan, without an Aegis up, I don't know if it's well advised. I dare say it's not.
It's not. It's not. It's definitely not. They need to wait for Roche. You've got the refresh on Ori, so you've got the double Torrent Storm, double Ghost Ship, Fleet now. I mean, this is really where the game gets annoying, because BKBs are down to 6 seconds. There you go. Some illusions from Yuma to break some of the mines. Doesn't matter, because you've got your full Octarine up on Tianming. So he's still going to replay.
So cringe. Why is he doing that?
He needs a refresh on top of this. You know that. You drop all the mines, refresh. Just drop them. He needs a refresh. And an Ags, of course. And a Moon Shard for that level 25. A little ways off from that.
A fight to come? Exclamation mark. The Dire Triangle going to be occupied. More illusions incoming. 2.5 minutes left for our beloved tier 5 items. 42k net worth advantage. Not that it matters at all at this stage, because the whole base of the Dire it's just a death trap. it's just a literal, like, just look what Tianming's done. What a mess.
It's art. This is art. This is artistry. This is Dota at its peak.
It's cinema, John.
Can you imagine if these were green mines? Just on the tier 3s? Hidden in little pockets? Would that be any better, Mike?
I don't know. I was never a sicko, Jonathan. I never played Vikings back then. I had standards, even back then.
Yeah, you were a library strat person. Necronomicon 2, please.
It was so good.
Well, what's up with that? Like, I know the one Dota 2 memer I used to watch back in the day was Australian, and they did it in their pubs. Why? What's up with Australians and reading books?
Because we're really stupid people, Jonathan. We need some form of education. Education's very expensive in Australia, John. This is all we've got.
Necronomicons. Away. Teach the youngins. Oh, copy?
Oh, in trouble. Copy's going to try and go for a run.
Oh my
God. Copy. We've got to have a talk, sir.
Okay.
We have to have a talk. What are you doing?
He was playing under vision. I mean, it's at that point in the game, you know, where you kind of just disregard the obvious cliff wards. You play away, you feel like you're strong when the Timbersaw can clear out, and then you just get picked off like that. So, and again, a little bit of an opening for Azure Ray. I do like what Nouns are doing, just spamming out the disruption illusions to clear out mines. That is definitely the play. Oh,
I'll see FY, and they will leave FY. It's only gun. FY will just casually walk out. Meanwhile, the top tier 2 tower is being forced in by the Wolves of Bark. And we have 20 seconds left. We'll see who gets what neutral items in just a moment, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's see if that order came true, Mike. 5 Book of the Deads. I wouldn't mind 5 Giant's Rings. Oh, no. You know what they really need? A Pirate's Hat and Chan Ming for that level 25. And then you can skip the Moon Shard straight for the Divine Ray. That's the play here.
We just have both.
True. That could be a possibility as well. Let's see. 60 minutes. Farm up. Farm. What are you doing?
What? T5 token's been left behind.
What?
Who left that? Oh, the gyrocopter. Oh, imagine that. The carry's not paying attention. Not the first time I've seen that. I'll tell you what, John.
That could actually be a difference maker.
He actually took a T5 item and left his own token behind. Oh, this is classic position 1. This is classic position 1.
It is. It is, and then, you know, the team's like, oh, where is it? Okay. Copy is here to
Copy's
save the
gonna
day.
find. Thank God.
Bless Copy. What we do have is a whole bunch of mirror shields for whatever forsaken reason.
Oh, Buck, no. No, Buck, no. That's not how you do it, Buck.
Look, maybe he didn't have the choice, okay? Maybe he didn't have the choice. He knows he's son.
Ming has no choice here, John. Ming's in big trouble. Ming being jumped here by Gunner. And Gunner, he will have his way with him for the first time. Meanwhile, FY trying to make a jump in onto the gyrocopter. But Yuma will pop his BKB, so he should be just fine for now. The rest of Azure Ray looking to back off because Gunner's a big boy, but here comes Bark. Bark wants to go for the fight. He's on the Doom, and Bark is gone, or rather, Gunner is gone. Yuma, he has no BKB, he's going to be very cautious. Meanwhile, Copy, he's just frontlining for his team. Yuma's going to jump right back in, trying to go after Chunming, but Chunming's fine. Buck's the target now. Buck will run his way out. Gunner, he's brought back. He'll go after FY. The Scythe of Vice back in onto the Tiny, but it seems as though Nouns have run out of steam. They need to get the hell out of there. Yuma's in trouble. Yuma's going to try and man up through this. Chunming to jump back in. Yuma, he'll go after Low, and Low is gone. Uh-oh. A 5v3 scenario, Nouns. They have got a huge advantage. They should be able to get a higher ground, but there are still mines. Low's got buyback once again as well, by the way.
And this is the opening they're looking for on Nouns. Forces buyback on Low. Just go right back in. All these mirror shields on both sides are just causing numerous issues in trying to get that instantaneous lockdown they both need. I do like that Chan Ming knows the assignment. He has a Pirate's Hat of his own. It's just still a level away from 25. You need to hit that point before it's really relevant. And as you mentioned, just the mines here. They could go for Roche on now and want to... They've already forced 2 buybacks. They just need to find the diebacks at this point.
FY, back is there. Copy. Oh, Nullifier. It's going to cancel off the wind wave. Copy is getting blown up. FY, he will drop Copy. He's saved by the disruption. He will be able to chain his way out. As Bark is going to go after Fly now on the Crystal Maiden. Fly dropping very, very low. They're still alive, and Bark does take him down and just rushes his way out of there. Bark survives on about 20 HP. He's going to make it out. How the hell have they not got a T3 tower yet, John? What's happening?
It's nullifiers. It's mines. It's Dota 2. It's Dota 2. It's 63 minutes in. You're up against techies, Kunkka. There's a whole lot of crap flying around, a whole lot of water pouring out. Plumbing is not fixed. The base wants to blow up in your face. You know, it's hard, Mike. When the house is falling apart right when you're trying to invade it. It's not a home you really want to invade.
It is not. Roshan is a home you want to invade, though, and they'll go right for that pick. There'll be no contest by the looks once again. Not that it really matters, because still Tier 3 towers standing here for Azure Ray. What can you do? Here we go again. Round number 10.
Oh, you've got level 25 up. Oh no, what is this, Chun Ming? Why'd you go for the 0.8 seconds
pretty good.
proximity mine? I mean, it's nice,
good.
but he has the pirate's hat. 152 damage.
He can break up the game for another 20-30 minutes, John. Come on now.
This is the way. Just have them all blow up.
It's real fun.
This is. Does it retroactively apply to pre-planted mines?
I think so.
It should. Then that's yeah. It's going to be really painful to siege high ground now. But on the other hand, I guess the Wind Waker saves can blow up a few more of them on the Wind Waker. You know, they'll instantly pop out. So it's going to be a lot harder there. Let's see. 32-10, and somehow Azure Ray is still in the game. There you go. That's the gameplay. Makes it easier to minesweep because you can move your illusions further out. Well, move them right in and blow them up, I guess. Maybe. I don't know what I'm saying.
That's all right, John. You just keep talking. More illusions to come. Boring gameplay here from Yuma, but he's doing what he needs to do.
Yeah, he's just... What can you do at this point? He's fully slotted up. He could get maybe a Moon Shard. That's basically it, I guess. I mean, you could swap out the travel boots for one more item if you really wanted to, but that's basically it. We are at that point where money is not an object for both of these teams. Well, it's still a bit of an object for Azure Ray, considering how far behind they are, but it can only do so much now. I would actually say the play here is FY to get a BKB along with his Lincolns and just toss someone back into the mines. That's your gameplay right now. Like a BKB.
It's pretty long.
Doesn't have damage though. I mean,
It's not 400 damage. It's not too bad.
but no Daedalus, no Conda.
What about a wolf fight, Jonathan? What about a wolf fight?
We have it? We
Not
don't have
yet,
it yet.
but it could happen.
You
He's
know
got
what?
12.5K.
I will accept that. I will accept that. A tree volley with a wolf bite. I will take that. That is the way.
I mean, Bart's got 12.5K. I don't know why he hasn't bought it yet. He's holding out. Me? Oh, copy. In fact, it's Gunner. I automatically assumed it was copy, but it wasn't indeed Gunner. Apologies to copy.
What is that cast range? Oh yeah, global range. That's so silly. It's so funny. You can just call down anywhere. If only it could clear out mines. You'd expect an explosion to clear out proximity mines, but they're not bunker busters, I guess.
Another Divine Rapier queued up by you. I mean, it's around that time where I don't necessarily think it's too bad of an idea.
Yeah. It feels like this just anything to break the siege up. That's the way to go. And he could backpack his boots of travels. These call-down missiles are fairly annoying. There's that. Tower finally falls. Finally find a tier 3 for themselves on Nouns here.
Hallelujah. Buck's got the Ags up now. Got the Ags blessing as well, so he's got the wolf bite available. Question is, who are we wolf biting? Probably low. Maybe or.
No, I mean, again, wolf biting low sounds like griefing. Because... what do you say? Probably low. No.
Shut up, John.
I mean, he could not be shot, I guess. Sure, but that doesn't really matter. If Valk actually bites low, you know he wants this game done. You know he's done. He's hooked.
If Valk would just be like, oh, you want to get called out? Here's a wolf bite. Now you can do something.
I think Low should disable help just in case. Right now. Box standing right next to him. It's
Ready
a danger.
whenever. Oh. I mean, no real progress in this game so far. Everyone's still hitting creeps. We're at the stage of the game now where basically everyone has 10k gold and nobody knows what to do with it. Ags up on fly, fair enough. Why the hell not?
In the backpack.
FY. Gonna deflect the jump in. Both is going to be there to protect FY, and FY will be okay. They'll force-staff him out. And this is the thing, like Nouns, they don't want to dive the base because these mines just do too much damage.
The call downs.
This is your fault. This is your fault, by the way. You literally asked.
No. This isn't.
Hold on, FY. They've got a toss back Copy. Copy's in trouble. Copy. He's all right. The Wind Waker will make his way out. He'll get X'd up, but the disruption will ensure he has no chance of being brought back.
I was gonna say, this isn't as bad as yet. We haven't seen G2IG versus Azure Ray. You know, this is just an appetizer. Yeah, this is the touch of Mama Liga before the Sarmale.
Ah,
A little bit of that.
I think.
Good old Liga into the Sarmale, the main dish down the line.
Hannah. See the Doom. They don't want to jump the Doom. Gunner's going to see them. He'll happily jump FY. FY tosses up. Boat will fly out to protect the Tiny. And Gunner, he's going to go for a run. Jumping is up from Lelis, but he will find nothing. Meanwhile, Copy.
Oh!
Copy's been caught. Copy is down. And now there's a two-man stun. FY. He's on a Gunner. The BKB is there. The TP way is out as well. He'll make it. But Lelis will not be so lucky. Lelis is gone.
Oh my god.
And the game continues. I love Dota 2.
I love Dota 2 too, Mike. We are getting the Ags blessing out for low. I will say one thing. At this point in the game, if people are just BKB TPing away from you,
Yeah.
and your Lycan can't buy Basher,
Yeah.
I think it's time for a range Basher for low or Chanming. Why not? 12%. When you need it, it's there, Mike. It's there.
Who's to say it'll be a range basher, John? We still got Wolfbite below, you know?
Yeah, it could just be a melee hero. Totally the way Drow is designed to be played. Very acceptable.
This might be my favorite. I mean, this is the first series we've got of Wallachia, and I've already forgotten how to say the name now. It's been that long.
That long. Goldfish memory just disappearing live on stream.
This is our first series. This always happens to us. I can only feel sorry for every producer that has to produce our dumbasses every time we have a game.
Oh, they're just stuck. Stuck with it, Mike. Oh,
Gunner. He's going to find Tianming. Tianming, though, is not going to be stuck. He will be fine to force stuff away, unlike our production team.
Chanming has the Dagon level 1 as well, just to clear out these illusions. To stop his mind from blowing up. That's the counterplay. This is the next level stuff. Honestly, I appreciate that. Just delete the illusions. I like that. I don't know what I'm even looking at. Yeah, this is Dota 2. Yes.
Yuma now almost has 20k, though. He still has not won.
I get divine.
This is a little bit.
I mean, you've got to get it at this point. Surely, just toss those boots in the backpack, my man. You've got Swift blink up. You're not going anywhere else in the map. Let's be frank here. Smoke out.
Got a smoke. A big smoke as well, Jonathan. Azure Ray looking to go for a big fight. It's a 32k advantage for Nouns, but it really does not matter at all. None of it matters anymore. Banner runes. Do you even bother picking these up? The answer is yes. They will take. Oh, Yuma. Yuma. Be very careful, sir. The jump is there. He'll get the BKB off, and the disruption will be popped as well to protect the gyrocopter. Yuma, can he fight back here? He's going to try up against FY. FY being targeted by Gunner. Ingy goes for more now, making the jump in on Ori, but the Wolfbite is going to allow him to get away. Buck will save his cause, and they will run. Get out of there, boys. Buck trying for a TP play out. Oh, he's all right.
Oh my god.
Ori, he's going to refresh. He might be forced to pop the tidal wave and the torrent storm, but no. The Wolfbite saves the day.
Oh.
This is my favorite episode of Twilight.
Oh. Yeah. Jacob and the gang are just running away. There are no vampires here, though, so we're fine.
I didn't know the name of the wolf guy, John. Kind of worried me.
Jacob, what's the name of the vampire guy? Edward, right? I don't know.
How do you know that?
I told you, I watched Twilight with Lowell. We watched the cinema together, and we were screaming like the girls because it was funny. They were like, oh, you know that scene where Edward comes out and his skin is glistening? We were all like, yeah! We were yelling as well because it was just so fun. It's funny.
I don't know that scene, Jonathan, because I didn't watch the
It was funny. It was an experience. It stays with me because it was so weird. That's what I tell myself at the very least.
Yeah.
As we are stuck in this game, 33-12.
Not stuck, Jonathan. We're enjoying the game.
We're enjoying it. I am absolutely. This is a treat. Moonshard up for low.
Oh, what? Xiangming, why? He just denied the amplified damage rune and ran.
He could have picked it up, my man. Amp up those mines, I guess. But it doesn't matter at this point. What matters is next Roshan is still 7 minutes away. There are no tier 6 items. You know, at some point, I wish the Ancients would just start walking towards each other and hitting each other at some point. Feels like
That would be good.
that'd be interesting. I don't know if that's gonna happen.
Oh, go copy! Copy again! The toss back, copy!
Jesus.
Wind Waker out, Nullifier is not going to be there from Bach. He was not within range. But my goodness, the amount of damage Low is doing now. In we go. Bach's going to pop the Wolf Ball. They have gotten rid of the vision of the high ground though, so they've got no vision here up against Nouns. And they will back their way out once again. Back to the high ground. Back to the safety of the mines.
Thunder's just gonna hug this area. No Pierce here for Nouns. At the very least, Coffee does stay alive. How do you actually pierce this high ground nut? I do not know. I think the best thing I can think of is sneaking into the back using the tree line and trying to force the fight away from the mines, but that just sounds very ridiculous. It sounds like a lot of effort.
I appreciate Chun Ming building a level 1 Dagon just to review.
Exactly, right?
He really doesn't want to give these mines away.
No. He needs his own site of vice with the Dagon, so he can clear 2 elite every time. Or have a backup. Oh, there it is. Finally. A divine for Yuma.
Yeah. And he's still got 20k left over. But maybe another one to come. We'll see. But what do you even buy anymore, right? What are you meant to do?
Yeah, just secondary divines at that point. You really don't have any room to grow.
Is there ever going to be a day where you can donate money to your support? Like, let's say if you wanted to hand money over to your supports, but you had to, like, be taxed 30%. What about that?
I would take that. I think that'd be pretty game-changing. If you...
Frostbite will knock him down. Yuma's going to have a look at this wolf, but Barkshi's still going to be perfectly fine. In fact, he's going to man up and run in. They've got the hurricane, or the harpoon rather. Disruption will save the gyrocopter for now. Instead, they're onto Copy, but Copy will back his way out as well. In goes Gunner, into the mines. He's manning up here. Gunner with the BKB. He'll walk his own way out with the Wind Waker, and he'll be just fine. But it seems like Azure Ray are thinking about going for the fight, but no. In fact, FY's got to toss back on a Copy. The Wind Waker this time will not work out for Copy. He's in big trouble. Copy, he'll chain out of the low ground. He's going to be all right. Copy will make it. Ori, a huge torrent storm landing on 3 targets. But where's the follow-up damage? It's not coming. In fact, now Tian Ming's the one in trouble. Tian Ming trying to force stuff away is barely going to make it out. But FY's in trouble now. FY going down. But they've got Yuma. Yuma's in trouble. Yuma might be gone. That'll be the Aegis down. As now they're onto Copy. Copy's gone too far. Copy's down a bird. Are you kidding me? Yuma, he's gonna man up in the dire base. There's no mines around. Low's manning up to Bird. Yuma, is this the idea? They're still after Low. He is gonna go down, but he's got buyback available. Back into the fight they go. Gunner, you've got to run, sir. It's not safe. They're coming. Azure Ray, they will hold on to the high ground still.
Oh, that is just another messy set of events. It's just so hard.
That was a 3-for-3.
It ends up being a 3-for-3, counting the Aegis, I suppose. It does force out 3 buybacks in comparison to 2 for Nouns. So now they get the stall for next Aegis. And Azure Ray, they didn't even pop all their mines. So it's just simple reapplication for Tian Ming. But this is the point, again, where Dota is just so messy to play. You have mirror shields going off, you have refreshes, 2 dooms, lots of saves, you have the Torrent Storm going through with 6-second BKBs. It's just hard to predict what you need to do. And it's hard for both sides to really get anything done.
Momentreal for some gold, very nice.
Yeah, some investment back. You've got the Butterfly for Low in the backpack going in to replace that Lincoln.
It's another idea, right? You can make Butterfly passive. Right? There's a Butterfly upgrade. There's a Butterfly just surfing through the whole time. Kind of cool.
What would the butterfly do, man? What would this butterfly do?
I don't know, but you can call the passive like butterfly effect or something. It'd be pretty cool.
What if it was a rollback? You know, since it's a butterfly effect, you change something in the past, so just roll back 10 seconds gameplay. Like a mini time lapse, but for the entire game.
Like if we could go back and just not enter the lobby.
Yeah, exactly. Something like that. Something like that. Great film.
This is why they pay us the big bucks, John.
Absolutely.
Mark's got a refresher orb now available.
Oh, great.
Aegon's coming out from Tianming. Very, very pog.
Full Dagon 5. We'd like to see. He is going for a full Bloodthorn next. So he is embracing the future of plus 252 damage. I like this from Tianming. I think they've gotten one Rax down to half HP, I guess. That's some progress right there.
Is it though, John? Is it?
It is in some ways.
Shout out to any viewers that have been here since minute 0. We always appreciate you guys sticking around through this 80-minute game. We're having a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys are too. Apologies in advance of John Expire. I know he's difficult to listen to.
That I am. They know. They signed liability waivers to watch the stream, Mike.
What? Why are you dying, John? I can hear you. You're muting your mic and coughing.
It's been... my throat doesn't work too well. It goes in the wrong pipe. And I end up coughing.
Okay. Nice.
Excuse me. My body's just failing in every level.
Okay. That's all right.
But at least I have this great Dota to watch.
Yeah.
On the high ground with mines. What's the lore behind the mines? Just the Bane of Toterin.
What?
That's it. That's the lore of the proximity mines. The Bane of Toterin.
Toterin? Who's Toterin?
I think it's the place that Techies blew up. That he's from. I think.
Oh.
According to lore. Wondering how he's not a war criminal. Pretty sure this is a violation of the Geneva Code or some such.
FYI. Thinking about jumping to Tiny, they will not though. Oh, they are desperately looking for a target here now. They want somebody. They know that there's not that many buybacks left on Azure Ray. They cannot enter the base. FY, he's going to show himself. Gunner, he's going to make the jump in. He's going to try. Gunner with the Doom out on himself. Will give it a crack, though it's not working out for him. In fact, now the turnaround. Azure Ray going to go for the chase themselves, but no, they decide better of it. Safety in the base.
The gold's dropped down to 25k. So it's actually equalizing towards Azure Ray. Somehow. It doesn't matter, but it's still funny to see it drop 10k in the past few minutes. You've got Roshan in 40 seconds. That should be Nouns' next play. What is there to find? I still think your idea of just buying Ags and FY and wolf biting him with tree volley is probably the play. Honestly. But it's also excessive. It feels like you just need chain control. A secondary nullifier would probably do wonders here.
He's going for a half. He just wants to be as tanky as humanly possible, which makes enough sense because he's the one constantly being jumped by Gunner. Just needs to be able to survive the initial jump in. Looks like Roshan is the objective once again. 10 seconds away from respawning. Not one Roshan has really made a difference here for now so far, but maybe this one will.
Yeah, this might be it. This could be the one at 83 minutes in. Where are they going top? They want FY. Could go for a pick off, but they miss on Roche. We'll find it later on.
Right. The Windwaker away. At least for now. Avalanche is out. The Force Boots away as well. Force Stuff's the wrong way that time around. So FY, a bit of an awkward pickle, but just blinks out. I think Missile's going to chase him down, but he's way too far off. He's good.
Gotta love Force Boots. So low cooldown for what it is. Just go around all over the place. With a heart, it's gonna be next to impossible to kill FY without mobility. Again, Roche is the next bet here for Nouns, as soon as they make their way over. When they make their way over. If they make their way over.
Oh, Divine Rapier finally placed on Yuma. So there we go. He finally gets it off the courier, puts it on himself.
Wait, it was on the courier this entire time?
Yeah, it was.
Ah. And he puts it now without Aegis.
Correct. I mean, to be fair, if he had Aegis, he probably wouldn't have space for it.
I mean, he could drop, again, travel boots, I guess. Not that necessary, but I suppose this will make Roshan that much faster. They are TPing down bot. Pinks out for Roche. They will spot it with the global range call down. That is Roche number something. Going their way once more.
Thank you for that, John.
Absolutely, I have been keeping count. 100% here, Mike.
Reminds me of the time we had the longest game on TI main stage history and you just couldn't remember which Roshan, even though they were literally putting it on the screen for you to see.
I cannot see. I lose my body just slowly shuts down and I lack awareness. My brain slowly fries up from internal heat.
I think they just call that being stupid, John.
There's that too. I was just finding a medical way of saying it.
That's fair. You're not a doctor, by the way, just in case anyone's aware.
Neither is Dr. Bubbles.
Copy. Roshan, of course, is happening. Ag's Blessing is going to be available for somebody. Whoever doesn't have it at 82 minutes in, or 85 minutes in rather. And
everyone has it. So someone can sell their Ags, eat this one, I guess. Lelis will take it. All right, so he can sell his Ags, eat that, and go for something tasty for himself. What fixes the high ground? I guess we'll just find out with Nouns. We'll find it out together. It's a learning. We're now an educational stream. Learning how it's like chess puzzles. This is a chess puzzle. How to pierce high ground against techies plus tiny plus a Kunkka. That's it. In X moves. You know, find checkmate.
If this game goes long enough, Hyunmin could literally just mine the whole map. Right? How great would that be?
You know what I miss? Now I really appreciate the old plus 25 move speed on mines.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Because you could just move the mines onto tower. It's not a stalemate for that long. Those were fun times.
How predict for me? How long is this game going to go on for? Like, are we talking like 2 hours, 5 hours, 10 hours,
10 minutes?
Okay, good number. I'll give you that.
I do not know why I said 110, but I have a feeling in my gut. If I say 110, it's going to end in 5. So that's what I'm hoping for. But now that I say that, I don't think it's going to happen.
Or he lost his moonshot on the courier, that is. And he cannot afford to buy another one without having buyback, so he's going to have to wait. FY. Wind Waker away. Wolf form pop just in case by Bark. Not going to mean too much.
What if, when the game hits 90 minutes, Aghanim appears in the center of the map, and you're forced to play a speedrun of Ag's Labyrinth against each other, and then the winner gets a huge buff to their feet. Like, times 2 HP, times 3 damage.
I think they might be able to do that just by taking a base, John, to be absolutely fair, but I've been saying for years, hold on a minute, FY, being chased again by Gunner. We've seen this one before. Cue the Benny Hill music. FY is perfectly fine.
Jesus Christ.
Now, what I was trying to say, John, is I've been saying for years that Aghanim should be a hero in the game.
Yeah, you have.
And now we've got this Ringmaster thing come eventually, you know?
Eventually he'll be here. I know.
Why can't we have Ags? Why can't we have Aghanim join the game?
Maybe we'll see Ags again in the next chapter of Groundfall. Oh, wait, whoa, a siege?
You got a range Rax. Run low. You're the hero we need, but didn't deserve. Get out of there, sir.
He actually he took a Rex ahead of Nouns.
Lelis. Oh, they caught him. They see low. Oh, jump is there low. Oh, it may not have been worth it.
Oh, he has buyback. It's fine. He's doing what he needs to. Keeping one lane to constantly shove in is fine. Yes, he buys back. He knows he needs to. Just buy back early, get that cooldown running. And let's see what happens. I mean, Azure Ray has progressed on the map, Mike. Arrange racks first. They took the first tier tree.
I'm pogging as we speak, John. Gunming is now heading towards the fountain with these mines, just in case they feel like fountain diving later on for now.
FY is working onto the Ag's blessing, Mikey. He's doing it. The wolf bite into the tree volley.
They call me Mike LaProphet for a reason, John.
Mike LaProphet?
Yes. Torrent? Or rather, Torment are going to be taken. Not Torrent.
Oh, there was
Earlier on, I did actually say Borant instead of Torrent.
Borant?
It was a combination of Boat and Torrent. Or maybe I just watched
that could be a new spell. Well, what if it became a new spell? His new shard, the Borant.
Just joking, by the way. I'd never watch Boruto. Horrible anime.
Oh. What do you mean? His dad sounds kind of cool. Forget his name. They should make an anime about him. Make it like 600 episodes long or something. But I really like Boruto. I think it's a great anime and manga. Especially when dinosaurs come in. I mean, I was like, whoa, 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 what are you talking about? Dinosaurs and ninjas? Some great stuff. Why do you laugh?
You're actually not too far off. I'll be honest with you, John. I saw a glimpse. I think they have aliens in there now.
I don't know what to believe. I don't know why that's real. Aegis will expire. There it is. The cycle continues again. 90 out of 110 now, Mike.
Bark denied a bounty rune now, right? Bark's denying bounty runes. Instead of picking them up, apparently.
He's probably using his wolves across the map. That's the only reason I can possibly think he'd say no to money. Or he's thinking them up and denying them for whatever reason. I think he's losing his mind. Knowing Faith Beyond, you know, he's probably losing his mind just a little bit.
But I could have retired. I could have stayed retired. Could have just been my girlfriend right now, but here we are.
There are two idiots talking right now. I could be doing that job. But these idiots are talking about me.
It is what it is, Bark. It is what it is. What can you do, sir? Now it's they're hoping for a moment to find somebody that they can jump. Anybody. They just know they can't go into the base. Like, there's just no two ways about it. There's no, here we go. Copy's going to try. He's going to jump right into FY. FY in huge trouble. So many mines blowing up, but they've got the BKBs. They will be fine throughout the initial onslaught of mines. Here comes Bark, though. Nullifier out onto Lelis. He'll try to chase down the Shadow Demon. Lelis in huge trouble. Lelis is gone. Meanwhile, Yuma, he's going to BKB up. Bark is in big trouble. Bark, he's going to go down, but he does have buyback available. He'll buy back immediately. Meanwhile, Gunner running right into the mines with his BKB, just manning up through all of it, but he's going to die! Oh, Low though. Low is gone. Low is gone. Meanwhile, Flash jumped right into the middle. Yuma's going to man up with Black Cannon trying to go right big onto the Lycan, but he's in huge trouble now. Yuma, oh no!
Oh my god!
He's brought back. He is brought back. In we go again. A Divine picked up by Ori now. Gunner, he's in such big trouble. Fly's going to try and help him out, but Gunner's gone. Meanwhile, Copy's by the fountain. Gunner's died back throughout all this. Yuma, can you do something here, sir? Fly's in trouble. Fly's been disrupted. FY's going to jump in. Toss back onto the CM. Fly is gone. Buyback is there. It's a 4v3 situation. In we go again. They'll try to Tianming. Keep in mind, Ori does have the Divine Rapier. He hits pretty hard now. And Nouns, they do not feel safe.
Oh, they shouldn't feel safe.
FY. Disruption will save. That'll be okay. They're going to go in up for that mid-racks. They've had enough. They've had enough. Tianming in trouble. Tianming still alive somehow. Will Hurricane Pike himself away. Copy's going in though. Blast off out, but no, he's down. No buyback available for Tianming. Ori, he's onto the CM. Fly's going to be just fine to survive through it. Ori, he's going to make some magic happen here on his own. FY trying to find a way in as well. Yuma's going to pop his BKB. Fly's died back now. Ori, can he get out? No, he cannot. The Hex will cancel his TP off. Ori is in huge trouble. Ori is gone. It is FY versus the world. And I think the world's about to win this one, John. FY, what can you do, sir? What can he do? He'll Hex up the timber. The toss into the fountain! Copy, no!
Oh my god!
Copy, no! He'll buy back.
It's not over till it's over. They've got low back in 15 seconds. Can he buy time? FY. Can he be the hero that Azure Ray needs? 5 seconds, he's going to jump in with the BKB. He's going to try and delay this as long as humanly possible. He'll push him away. Yuma, he'll toss him into the mines. Yuma, oh, he might actually die here. MOUZ tipping to the tier 3 tower. Being one copy strike for the ancient. Surely it's gone. Oh my God. Oh, FY could have almost had one of the greatest defenses I've ever seen, John. He tried so hard. Oh, what a game.